Stewart.
Beyond the three-point line. Nicely done by the big freshman, Breanna Stewart, who has a lot of game around the rack and also beyond the three-point line.
2 or 3 times she gets a poke away.
Lloyd airmailed that one. Won a national championship, and she's played in 4 consecutive Final Fours. Lloyd denied. Stewart there along with Tuck.
The wingspan of a 7'1" player, along with tremendous athleticism. So how about the close by Breanna Stewart and the ability to deny the hyper-athletic Jewel Lloyd, finding the open cutter.
Hartley loops it. Stewart got it.
I don't think they have a good matchup for her.
Cable taken away by Stewart. Breanna Stewart 6'4", handling the ball like that. And look at that touch.
Just her aggressive mentality. To allow escape from the trap, you put your help defense at risk and therefore put your opponent at the free throw line.
You surprised Connecticut has not gone to the line. Here's Stewart to bury a 3.
Cable has gotten more minutes. Good defense.
Lloyd had it stripped. Here's Mosqueda-Lewis in front of the pack. She'll lay it in.
Watch the communication and the pointing, making sure everybody's aware of where the shooters and scorers are.
Barris kicks. Stewart shoots. Got it! 3-pointer.
Breanna Stewart. There was a stretch of time where she had more points in a 6-game span than any other freshman in the country, and then it got away from her. Guess what, Dave O'Brien? She is back, and in a big way.
Breanna, there's times in this game where both teams have struggled to score. How have you been able to find your offense?
I think really just starting with defense and then leading to open baskets, and then it just helps us get better into offense.
All right, Breanna, thank you. Dave.
Thanks for the one question. That was all we were going to get.
In the second half, and you already see Breaker a much better matchup against Stewart.
Well, she had 12, and give her 15 now. She lets fly an early 3.
But on the other end, Breanna Stewart, you know, Muffet said that Kalina Mosqueda-Lewis was the key offensively. I think that dynamic has changed for the Huskies. This may be the single most important offensive player for them right now.
Barris finds Dolson again. Blocked and no foul that time. Stewart gets fouled and makes it. Breanna Stewart.
Now that she's back in the starting lineup, you've got to deal with 2 talented post players. Stephanie Dolson can't get the foul call, but Breanna Stewart, her activity level has been high. Just moving, reacting off of the ball and her complementary post player, and does a perfect job getting to the right spot.
Her postseason run has been something. Lloyd going one-on-one, and a wild shot off the window, and now blocked away. Not physically, but on the floor. She's out of it. Here's Stewart. Nobody came out to defend. Another big smile from the freshman.
And where are the Irish defenders? Nobody within striking distance of the player who has hurt you all afternoon, and Stewie with a little smile, and the team says, oh, yes, ma'am, that's another three. Again, you have to be aggressive, assertive, confident, and stay the aggressor.
Stewart, tough shot. Yes!
Yeah, big time. That's a big time play.
And in this sequence, she's just killed Notre Dame. Stewart finds the lane again and lays it in.
How about that drive?
Back from McBride. Stewart denies her.
Any three-point shooters of the Irish, right? You don't want to give them quick strike threes here.
Stewart continues to add to a career performance here tonight. She scored 17 of the 29 in the second half. Shot clock at 14. Ferris with a very tough angle on that, but Stewart collects it and lays it in. Hardly for Ferris in the corner. Kelly playing in her last game in a UConn uniform. Stewart got it up there, hit it, and in the act of shooting a three, she'll go to the line.
As we've watched Connecticut practice, all of their sets, the ball wanted to find this young woman. It's amazing when you get the most talented or one of the most talented players on the floor who's on a roll, how that ball finds him.
In national championship games. Stewart, catch and shot, got it, all net, a two-pointer.
Connecticut understands who is playing the best basketball. So you run sets.
Stewart really commanding the ball, too, something she wasn't doing very much early in the season. She gets another entry.
Well, you're exactly right. An incredibly long player. She's just working for interior position. The backside of that zone with Shoni Schimmel there, that is a mismatch. So you can create mismatches in the zone just as easily as you can in a man.
At Connecticut. So that's 8 Final Fours. Tipped in by Stewart.
Wow. I'll tell you, Stewart is an unbelievable athlete.
Got to get a shot in the air. Shot clock at 4. Hammond, there's Stewart again to deny her 2 on the shot clock.
And then Penn State, back-to-back. That's when things went wrong for Breanna Stewart.
Skater Lewis with an open look and a three-pointer. Slaughter, so quiet. After a very noisy tournament to this point. Tuck, good look. Not there. Stewart down the lane. 2 more. She came out of nowhere to spare that rebound. Gino Auriemma talked before the tournament started about his team coming together. This was the best he saw them. Here's Stewart again. Got it. Three-pointer.
Well, her last 2, but again, she's seeking opportunities. She spaces to the weak side.
Kids play to their weaknesses.
Bills with a miss, but Hammond, who's rebounded well in the game, denied. Ferris again hits the deck by Slaughter and company. Schimmel over the top. Bales has it knocked free. And Smith thought about the 3. Gave it right back to Stewart. Had a tremendous run of their own, but will it end here tonight?
Louisville in his zone, you're just starting to wonder, when is the last time Breanna Stewart touched the ball?
And there she is now at 21. Another 3.
But this team is going to be a big-time opponent.
Slicing in, a very easy 2 for Stewart. And this will go down as the largest margin of victory in a championship game. It's great number 8 for UConn. The Huskies have won a record-tying 8th national championship. Connecticut brings the title back to Storrs in 2013.
Not do that against a team like Connecticut. Stewart, well, they lost the inbounder on that play. And Dolson tried to knock it loose. Taylor has it blocked. Stewart backdoor, and she's fouled. Count the bucket. The fact that you can't tell on her face that she had been prior to this 1 for 8 from the floor. Great job of continuing to make those cuts. Her teammates continuing to find her. The seniors here on senior night, a win for them would pretty much lock up a #1 seed in the NCAA tournament and get them a share of the American crown. On the drive, Slaughter blocked by Stewart. Got 2 defenders right there on you, and Stewart, look at those long arms and the outstretched hand. Punch, draw 2, kick, move the ball, reverse it. You're going to get open looks. Stewart, just as the crowd had risen to its feet. Very unselfish teams. These 2 teams lead the country in assists. Unselfish basketball. Watch Stewart, and she can get the ball in so many different positions. There she is working the low block. She Stewart off the bounce, got it, off balance and scoring again. It's UConn's Breanna Stewart. Well, we've seen Stewart get a lot of looks here in many different ways in this ball game. Posting her up, using her size down low. She's moving without the basketball, puts it on the deck, scores in traffic. One of the things that makes her so tough to guard. On the run, Gibbs, rejected by Stewart. This looked like an easy two. It sure did. Tia Gibbs looks like she's going up, and look at where Stewart comes from, the weak side, that wingspan. Had 3 triples in the first. Now they're down to 5 on the shot clock. Stewart will look to create. She'll pull up and hit it. Special player from Connecticut. And you think about all the greats that have played for Connecticut, but Stewart has to be the most versatile and has to certainly be on pace to become one of the best, if not the best. Versatile, you know, with her size, to be able to play on the block, to be able to put it on the deck, to step back and elevate, knock it down. To understand I have a mismatch, I'm going to go on the block, I'm going to move without the basketball. And remember what Gino said, our offense may need to win it tonight. Well, that may have been the case in the first 20 minutes, but in the second half. Nice extra pass. Dolson to Stewart.
No question about it. Breanna Stewart has been the Final Four MVP in both her freshman and sophomore season. Such a versatile, gifted athlete. On the offensive end, there is very little she can't do. Yes, shoot the 3. Yes, go off the dribble drive.
Here's Chong. Stewart demanding it down low for 2.
She had to battle.
Last time they played here, it went 3 overtimes. Stewart again. Yes.
So one of the things you try to do is.
UConn by 6. Stewart on the baseline. Short jumper for 2.
Yeah, really good pull-up. Good decision. Defender was sitting in the paint.
All indications were that this was going to be nip and tuck, a hard-fought close game, down to maybe the last couple of possessions. Nurse in the lane, got a great look. Trying to get off the jumper. Shot clock at 5. Long one by Ruth, partially blocked there by Breanna Stewart.
7 foot 1 inch wingspan. She had to go back over. She had helped her teammate and had to recover to her own man to make that block.
Team's leading scorer, shot blocker, and number 2 rebounder.
Little stagger screen for Hartley.
Stewart at the foul line, a jumper, buries it.
You had a feeling he was going to her. He needed to get her started. And then Breanna Stewart off the play call from Gino Auriemma. He needs her. He gets her a shot and a bucket.
Now down to 5, picked off by Stewart. Stole the pass away, working on Thompson, who commits the foul, and Stewart makes the shot. She'll go to the line.
Frustrated against BYU. She put her head down and needed a talking to. Tonight, didn't need that talking to. Just continue to play, Breanna Stewart. Difference between a freshman and a sophomore, you know what? She's already got 10 points, a chance to put 11. And she started out of the gate so slowly. How about that for a huge step in maturity? I mean, it felt like they were trailing big. And they respond quickly with a bucket.
In every other phase, I have been shocked by the poor foul shooting.
No question. I've marveled as the number 3 goes down for Stewart. Basketball.
Unbelievable. Stewart with a pull-up off the window. So smooth. Baylor setting the standard 40-0. No one has reached that since Baylor. 1995 UConn, what a run. 35-0. An 02, 39-0. 39-0. 39-0 again.
Well, we've never won 40. Every other undefeated season has been something else.
Go 40-0, it would mean a lot. I think that, you know, everyone's always chasing the perfection, and that's what it would be. And Notre Dame's chasing the same thing.
At forward for UConn, a 6'4" sophomore from Syracuse, New York, number 30, Breanna Stewart.
Stewart with her first touch into the lane, swinging inside. Tips her own miss up and in.
Breanna Stewart, who at 6'4", it doesn't matter how many you come at her with. She's strong enough, she's athletic enough to play. I think she had to have gained an enormous amount of confidence with their performance in the national semifinal.
Stewart again in close for 2. Early trouble for the Fighting Irish. Dolson off the fake. Stewart taking the baseline, leaning in, yes. Dolson on a high set. Backdoor cut. Stewart, nicely done.
That's the read and react system.
Breaker won't shoot it. The feed underneath. The block by Stewart got right in Wright's face.
Connecticut comes in as the best shot blocking team in the country. That is 7'1" of wingspan on Breanna Stewart, and she covers an awful lot of mistakes. And the reason they miss Ochanwa is their leading. Nice pass, nice little high-low. This is the play on the opposite end. A little handoff, and it translates to a high-low. And
30 minutes, 9 points, 5 rebounds. Stewart. Selena Mosqueda-Lewis off the window. The bounce here for Jefferson. Entry there for Stewart. And right now they can't be stopped. They cut the lead to 6. Jefferson, it's Stewart to answer off the feed for Jefferson.
And Dolson set the screen.
Here in the first half. Dolson in close to that right hand off the window. Pick on the interior. That pass somehow got ahead to Stewart. She fired and hit it. Off balance, leaning away from the iron.
Stronger, she's sharper. Look at her. Doesn't get bothered because of the strip steal. Stays with it, plays through contact, and will go to the rim. Nice.
Over the top, Stewart, difficult catch to the other side for 2.
She's got exceptional hands. She's so low-key, she didn't even tell them she won the AP Player of the Year award. They were upset they didn't go. This is the catch. And how about the elevation? You wouldn't look at Breanna Stewart and think immediately she's an exceptional athlete. But, folks, telling you, at least once or twice a game, she is going to do something. Look at how close to the rim her hand is. She can dunk easily. And how low maintenance is Breanna Stewart? Well, she signed her letter of intent on the hood of a car.
Dolson. Here's Stewart again. 2 more for the Player of the Year. 18 for her, and Buffett does not have an answer.
Everybody else been good, starting with the best player in the country, Breanna Stewart. Nice cut. What a surprise. Stephanie Dolson, another assist. She's got 14 and 11. How about the hustle? Yes, we can do that too. But you know what Mariah Jefferson has done? She's made a top 3 pick good pass. She's made a top 3 pick work for every basket she has gotten. And
the 2014 national champions for an unprecedented 9th time. Stores Connecticut is the center of the college basketball universe. UConn finishes a perfect 40-0. Their pursuit of perfection is complete.
An incredible talent that can go outside, go inside. McCoughtry. Where Stewart passes over to Lindsay Whalen on the baseline and almost loses it. Ogwumike gets in there, and Breanna Stewart just soars in, catches that ball, and puts it up in it.
12.7 rebounds a game, but just hasn't been with us for the first 2 games of this tournament.
Oh, what a move. Finish. She's one of the going to be one of the great ones, everybody's saying.
This ECU team giving up on average 57 points a game, good for 3rd in the conference. Count it, and the foul. Breanna Stewart taken away by Stewart. ECU is 1st in the conference in steals. UConn is 2nd. Stewart returns it to Jefferson. Beautiful. Mariah Jefferson. The feed in to Breanna Stewart.
The key for the rest of this game is to stay warm for Mariah.
3-on-1, back the other way. Tuck finishes the break beautifully.
Early on, looking to penetrate. 2-on-1, Stewart decides to take it all by herself. Quick the Temple guards are as they closed out on Jefferson, but they swing it around in the ball. Good head fake by Berger, but boy, what a last 2 games, Cincinnati and East Carolina, the last 2 opponents. There's a chance for Stewie.
This is a moral victory for them in the first half. We'll see how they can come out in the second half. Usually UConn plays really well.
Indicator.
Stewart, little contact. Look at the window and banks it in. How smooth is that?
Your best player has scored your first couple buckets.
And they're up 7-5. Mitchell, tough shot, follows it, tips it in.
He's got to be solid with the ball tonight.
Dunk down to Stewart to her left. Yes.
See, okay, so that's a case in point. Oh, yes,
Stewart.
that lob was open. Nice play.
You could see that one.
Small. She tucks it away on the drive, sort of like a running back.
Stewart with a hesitation off the window for 2 more. They have to answer. Trying to get it down low, and that one knocked out of the hands for South Carolina. She has 6 points. Here's Stewart swishing in a 2-pointer.
It's just a simple cross screen, and UConn does
Get up at 5:30 in the morning and go shoot. Then she'd go to high school, go to her high school practice, and then go back to the gym and shoot at night. That muscle memory.
So the details, that happened in like a 4 or 5 minute stretch. And wow.
Oh, another block by Breanna Stewart. That's her 5th in the game.
We anticipated she showed up, and she did on both ends of the floor. Extraordinary shot blocker.
The feed to Stewart. Now everybody can take a seat. Another fast break for UConn. Jefferson, hot pass to Stewart, who finishes. Stewart wants to drive the lane. Does so. Loose ball comes to Houston. Stewart and Stokes team up for the block. Stewart. Again on the inside. Breanna Stewart. For Tuck to Stokes. Couldn't get it. Good follow by Stewart, who takes another hard fall. Rebound. Stewart running the floor. Chong found her. Turner into the game as Stewart won't miss this one on the inside, so yet to see her. Stewart, 6. Stewart on the run, gets the roll. Stewart. Stewart wants to drive, tucks it away, and finishes. Stokes knocks it away into the hands of Chong, but it's almost the starting line for UConn when you think about it's coached by UConn. If there's a hand in it, because we see them running back the other way as Stewart pulls up.
That could have easily been a turnover.
Sinaya Chong into Stewart. As Jefferson finds Mosqueda Lewis, who finds Stewart. Deep 3 on the way. Wow! Trying to get Stewart on the inside, like we said before. Mosqueda Lewis back outside to Mariah Jefferson.
Oh, nice screen by Mosqueda Lewis and roll. They missed her.
Jefferson to Stewart. Beautiful play, Mariah Jefferson. Stewart finds Nurse. Nurse cuts to the basket.
It's the same with the Green Wave. Both teams on the floor.
Stewart knocks down. Tuck inside to Stewart. Wow, twisted her body around to score again. Jefferson drops it off for Sinaya Chong.
Nice pass by Chong.
Stewart.
In their last game.
Mosqueda Lewis. Look. Stewart got open.
It's the nation's best player, the Wade winner, Breanna Stewart, who against Dayton made every play on both sides of the ball. Offensively, a scoring threat in the low post, wreaking havoc on the defensive end. Not in my house. Foul out of the ball game, relinquish the lead late, and still make the plays necessary.
Steve Brown, an assistant with the Sacramento franchise in the NBA. They're actually playing tonight. For the Huskies, their 8th consecutive Final Four.
Maryland in a man-to-man. Breanna Stewart gets delivered the ball because Howard couldn't handle her in the post.
Averaging about 13 and a half a game. Jefferson, her 3. Yes, all net.
Maryland because Furman's on the floor.
Mincy went down, gave up the dribble, and just tossed it into the backcourt with a quick step.
Yeah, she said she's battled confidence issues in this NCAA tournament. I don't know why.
Stewart under the iron for 2.
How fast does it happen? Mosqueda Lewis,
who has broken the all-time made 3-point record. There's Stokes wriggling free underneath. That's the last opponent to beat Maryland as the driving force for this Maryland team. That rattles in a 3-pointer.
You have a little dribble exchange. Your Shatari Walker-Kimbrough, you sink in. You don't give yourself an opportunity to close out on time. And Breanna Stewart makes your life difficult.
She grew very quickly, was one of the tallest players on our team. As an 8th grader, was a starter on their varsity team. And look at this, folks. Since 8th grade, she has won 91% of her games. I think the ball in her hands at 3 years old got her off to a really good start. I liked that picture.
Brown on the baseline. Mincy partially blocked by Stewart. It comes to Nurse. They run again. Beautifully done. Stewart will lay it in on a fast break. There go the Huskies.
In transition, so dangerous, so many options, such an unselfish team.
So the lead at 15. Stewart wide open from three and all net. Boy, is that a pretty shot.
That is, and what a beautiful screen by Kia Nurse. Watch the right side of your screen. What Nurse does, she is calling for Breanna Stewart to come up the floor because she's positioned the screen perfectly.
Great year the Gamecocks had. It ended here. Stewart with a block. Keeps on playing. 6'2" sophomore from Bolingbrook, Illinois. Stewart wriggling inside and spins in two.
You know, Jefferson, a nice little touch pass, has to make the adjustment in the air. And it's going to be an interesting rematch. And I know everybody thinks it's a foregone conclusion. They actually had a lead in the first half, but it was a dominant.
At forward for UConn, a 6'4" junior from North Syracuse, New York, number 30, Breanna Stewart.
The Irish open man-to-man, and Breanna Stewart gets isolated, and that's typically in a one-on-one situation.
Stewart on Reimer. Trying to take that baseline. Look at Stewart defend, and comes away with it in a great save.
And she's face guarding her, so what does she do? She creates her own.
The cut, Lloyd, denied by Stewart. Didn't waste any time. How about the follow there by Allen? She gets it back off the fake. Stewart with another block. Denied. Great defense underneath the rim by UConn. Stewart, the jumper, floats it in.
Just more energy and movement overall.
Well, you wonder, too, about Stewart and that ankle. Her jumper on the way. Well, I guess that answered that.
Stewie working hard against Breanna Turner. Sets a screen, steps away, and this is the bind she puts you in.
There's a block by Kalena Mosqueda-Lewis. It comes to Lloyd, deflected out of play, and the Irish only shot 30% in the first half. Reimer spinning, denied, and that was Kalena Mosqueda-Lewis. Reimer back for Allen. Shot clock down to 9. Another steal here for UConn. Nurse wants to get it and go, stepping through everybody. Jefferson. Here's Tuck. Stewart rolling to the ball. Got it.
How good is that? Just keep moving.
15 rebounds for Breanna Stewart. A huge night on the backboard. She is on the verge of a third straight national title. UConn has done it again for the 10th time. They are the champions. Absolutely remarkable. A third consecutive national title. 10th overall and the most all-time and counting.
For the Olympics as well. On the run, Stewart with the rejection. As Hart tried to go up for the lay-in. Off the ball fake, the pull-up. We're scoreless in that first quarter. And there's Stewart coming over to help out. One All-American blocking the shot of another.
Well, this is just a really good job. Help defense of being there, Brett.
So Breanna will try and work in the lane instead. The kick out, short corner is good. And the first basket for Nafisa Collier. As if Connecticut needed another weapon in their starting lineup. It appears now that they have one at every position again. And
opposed to doing what you do best, and that's attacking. And offensive rebounds continue.
And the second on Waterman. Still 6:40 to go here in the third quarter.
Stewart says, okay.
Stewart. Fouled on the shot, and it goes.
A couple of times in this ballgame, you have to be up there. You can't allow her to get time and space because she can just elevate and shoot right over the top of you. She goes to another level.
Found herself all alone on the wing and off the dribble drive.
Real good start for Nebraska here, not phased at all. And Breanna Stewart, who had been denied a shot to that point.
Running the point right now.
Jefferson staying on the bench out of that timeout. They feed it into Stewart. Tries to go up and under, and she finishes with the left hand. UConn can hold for a final shot here. Jefferson to Stewart. They won't waste any time to take that shot. And they get a look, but it won't go down. And now Chong finds Mariah, goes for the bounce pass, easy two. UConn has struggled with turnovers, but getting this gas right here, she could use a timeout. Force someone to come in as Breanna Stewart all over the glass, and another timeout of the rebound.
Looks like an octopus with that arm reaching out there. Oh, nice cut.
And now Nurse to Mariah, to Stewart, to the basket. She'll finish.
Just a little baby hook. You don't have to make it look fancy.
Stewart still has not missed. 23 for Stewart on 9 of 9 shooting.
That might injure her even further just to get on the airplane and that thing to swell up and in by Stewart. UConn is out rebounding opponents 45-27. Jefferson. Oh, look at a sailing tip by Stewart. She went down really hard.
This is 6'4" and big time athleticism. Watch her go up. Watch how close her hand is to the rim. Are you kidding me? Can we freeze it with her hand at the rim?
Marina Babley with that theft from behind. Michaela lost it up ahead for Stewart. She'll take it herself and lay it in.
Drive or a post up. So we'll see, does UConn tweak their philosophy on her?
Stewart backs in too from close range. You mentioned she's off to a great start in her senior year. She catches, fires, and drains it.
Well, there's not an area on the floor where Breanna Stewart can't score it. We're here to play.
Jefferson trying to jitterbug inside. The pass somehow gets there. Punched away by Stewart. The All-American will take it and lay it in. Allen to drive it. Blocked by Stewart.
Looking for those offensive opportunities.
Samuelson over the top feed for Stewart. She'll back in too.
Back. Coaching staff pulls her out of the game.
Back in there now, but so is Stewart for 2 more, which was very classy of her. Allen slams on the brakes, looking for help. Blocked by Stewart.
Tuck has another year of eligibility because of the redshirt year, but I'm not sure she'd come back next year. I think she'd go to the WNBA.
Stewart in close, banks in the first points. Stewart jumping into the paint and knocking down 2.
Her voice is heard at practice. She's asking questions. Sometimes I wonder if she's asking questions as much for her teammates as for herself.
Samuelson will stick the 3.
They've asked her to be a driver and focus on that.
Three-point shooting has been a big factor. So has Stewart, of course, again on the UConn side.
Moving up the charts, we expect here for Breanna Stewart. She needs 11 points to tie Carrie Bascom for 5th all-time in scoring, 12 points to tie Nikisha Sales and Kalina Mosqueda-Lewis for 3rd all-time. So if she hits her average, she's going to be number 3 all-time. Grabbed by Collier and now Nurse. 4-on-2 the other way for the Huskies. Great touch pass, Tuck to Stewart. For points for Owens as it's worked down low to Collier. Open look for Jefferson. Got it for 3. First semester this year as she was dealing with that thumb problem. Breanna Stewart back into the game.
For today at the hotel, I said, you realize Gino talks so highly of your daughter. He never talks highly about any of his current players. A terrific finish pass down low to Tuck.
Tuck saw the mismatch inside as Owens was trying to defend Stewart.
By Warren.
Stewart, there it is. 13 points now for Stewie, and she is 3rd on the all-time scoring list at UConn. Skip over to Stewart, looking to add to her total with a 3.
Jefferson finds Stewart. Stewart drains it for error, but Stewie's about to heat up. Cross court finds Nurse. Nurse launches it. And the ESPN app. I'll get home in time to watch that game. My parents are big Alabama fans. Up the floor, sees Samuelson. Head fake, baseline J. Stewie puts it back in for 2. Courtney Williams, the playmaker for USF. Stewart pulls up. 5,500 packed in here this evening. In the paint. You can't do anything about that. Make those 3-point shots. We all know about the big 3 and Stewart, who scores her first mark. Nobody checked Williams, but Coville was able to knock it away. Stewart streaks in the lane. Oh boy. Jefferson all over the place. Stewart with the beautiful left-handed finish timeout. Temple on a 7-0 run to only be down by 2, and they go Charlie Turner Thorne's club, balanced, playing well. She always plays well. Cardozo trying to become the first former assistant of Gino Auriemma to beat her old boss. He is 51-0 against his former. Temple to within 9. Stewart posting up. Temple a huge height disadvantage. Stewart flashes into the lane, makes it look, they take their basketball very seriously down there. Stewart got mugged and still hit it. Had 2 points the first time these two teams played last month. She's got 15 tonight, and that is banked in. Breanna Stewart.
On what to switch on and what not to, and they got beat.
Stewart inside the arc. 1 and 5 in conference play as this group tries to grow up together. Samuelson's 3 is good.
And then able to convert on the opposite end for UCF.
Stewart backs in, a little jump hook, count it, and the foul. Stewart in deep.
Phenomenal pass from Samuelson. She is absolutely everywhere on the offensive end of the floor.
2 offensive rebounds so far. Williams slamming the side of the canvas tunnel. Samuelson finds a Stewart who is posting up inside. 11 points now for Breanna. Instead of 4 to play in the third. Williams, only one player can catch that one. Collier can't score. Stewart, the great crowd has turned out here in the early going, and they don't have to stand up very long. It's a shooting sophomore out of Ontario in early entry. Stewart. Elmore defended by Stewart. Plenty of time on the shot clock. And there's Stewart with a block. She will get credited with the steal here. Jefferson, a lob to Collier, streaking in. And Stewart will lean in. Tribute to the hustle, led by Jefferson. Stewart turns it into 2 points. Samuelson will try from this spot. Doesn't like as much as the corner. Natalie Butler has the rebound. And Stewart just saw an opening, took it. Three seconds to go, and Stewart knocks it down.
That's not even, you're not saying, hey, you need to go get a look.
And that was pretty. And you mentioned that she's versatile at that size.
It is, and it just gives you such a flexibility as a team. As you see Holston walking into Stewart on the block.
Got to play these guys at 2 o'clock local.
And they've been doing it for a long time this season, as you see. But anybody gets the rebound, they go. They start the break. She gives it up, keeps running. But again, Tuck with that vision as a post player.
The details, the devil's in the details.
But she couldn't do that. Come to this. Let's drop there. Let's get their field goal percentage to this. Let's try to nice cut and pass.
The freshman with the hot hand, Katie Lou Samuelson. The pass inside and the lefty hook for Stewart. Second game in a row now that UConn has come out a little flat and has fallen down to the opposition. Stewart will respond with the triple. Jefferson with the long rebound. Stewart got a smaller defender on her. Over the top for 2. NC2. They're not used to having the Huskies trailing for so long. As Stewart comes swooping in to get the block. And then the steal.
Watch Breanna Stewart in the help side. She sees the drive coming. She gets there in the rotation, able to get a hand on it. Allowing Connecticut to hit shots, but you got to come up with the defensive boards.
Stewart getting inside for 2.
Got a mismatch.
And they exploit it. 6 unanswered to start the quarter for Connecticut. Kia Nurse, 3. Look at the ball movement. They get it inside to Stewart. Misses on the first. Gets the second to go. And now Breanna with 13.
Stewart off the flare, the ball fake, the pull up, textbook. Although they could play again in the Big 12 tournament.
These two teams may meet again next Monday night in the American Conference Championship. And Breanna Stewart, 7 points in the first half. She's got 10 here in the third quarter and add a block to it.
There's no way you're going to get it. And look at the help defense by Williams.
Oh, Mariah Jefferson's doing a great job of keeping Williams from getting the basketball. What a catch!
Stewart up by the rim.
Since then, she had 8 assists against Temple, so she can facilitate it as well. Samuelson, unattended three, no. Stewart, offensive rebound. Springfield on the drive, and there's Stewart coming over to get the block. Stewart off the bounce, off the window. He said, I want to make sure that we're healthy for the postseason. 2 more for Tuck. Stewart with the assist. Able to handle a run and contain it as best you can. And you've got to be able to score with Connecticut because
79-59 win over USF again with 16 points in the third quarter for Stewie alone. Samuelson has not scored. That's always a good option.
Then those second chances.
Inside Stewart somehow matched up with Williams, who fouled her, and Stewie hit it anyway. Practice for the first time today since she got hurt and is out there playing. Stewart again!
They hit her and she still makes the basket. And the help is going to come from the weak side. And how does Connecticut counteract that? By getting the ball to the high post and then going in from there where there's no longer an angle for a weak side help defender to come across.
Missed the last 5, scoreless for the last 19 minutes and 20 seconds of the first half, and Stewie gets it going right away.
No surprise. South Florida and a man-to-man, so they get Stewart on the low block. Temple,
but she is being guarded a lot more closely today, and there's USF. Stewart with the height advantage. Can't stop that. And then coming back, another block for Stewie. That's 6. Breathing down your neck. Nurse. Yes. And now she has to guard Stewart. That's just not fair.
It's not fair guarding Stewart without a knot on the forehead.
Possession. That's not by Connecticut. Nurse has Stewie all alone. Third to get any action. Jefferson's turn. Stewie. UConn getting closer to collecting another trophy. UConn with their National Players of the Year typically don't take a lot of shots and still score a lot of points.
That's what's remarkable. If you have to be efficient to play for this team, you have to take good shots.
Stewart drives in.
Been a very successful program, having a tough time here where Stewie leads the break and lays it in, but 88 in a row. Those comparisons continue. Just taken away on the block.
We're going to see another team in Duquesne in our second matchup that's got a high number of internationals.
In the lane and can't connect. Samuelson to Stewart. A foul, and she'll go to the line. Mariah Jefferson, the All-American point guard. 2-pointer for Stewart and drops it in.
They just keep running their stuff.
Turned it over 4 times. Somashi underneath. Blocked from behind by Stewart. And another one by the All-American. How about those 2 defensive stops back-to-back? Shot clock down to 4. Omogrosso. Workman. Another one by Stewart. 3 blocks and a shot clock violation. Predicting, hey, we're going to be able to play with them. Another block for Stewart. That's number 5. Stewart on the attack. Contact and made it. The back down, and Williams can't finish it. Wins it back, and another miss. Stewart up and in. Stewart. Here's Nurse up on the wing. Stewart's first one in the air, and all net from 3. Back for Stewart, who's already hit a 3. She'll drive the baseline, mid-range jumper, and what a nice start for the best player in the country, the 6'4" senior.
Twice now on consecutive possessions. You see the value of Breanna on the defensive end, and how about that pass?
Tuck to finish, and now comes the timeout.
She's come in, she's using her size and her length to get in passing lanes.
Stewart, well, she can do that to you. Tuck wants to drive it. The kick now, Stewart the open shooter.
Man,
she's on fire. She is exactly what I was thinking. In the second round, about 30 seconds left, and the game tied at 69. The blow by Stewart, and lays it in. For the Huskies, here's Chappell feeding down low. Block by Stewart, the all-time blocks leader. On a curl inside, Richardson, the block by, guess who? Breanna Stewart with another stop. Great story. Gino has a few. Stewart with 2 more.
Man, I'll tell you.
Another incredible performance by the Huskies. Another big block by Stewart. They had UConn on the ropes for a while anyway in that game. The foul win against Breanna Taylor. Stewart from 18 knocks it in. Than Connecticut has seen so far in this tournament against any opponent. Stewart gets a great look and buries the 3. Shot clock down to 7. Cross court, Stewart lifts the 3 and sticks it. That's what I would say. 7 seconds to get off a shot underneath Tuck and a foul. Higgs, airborne, blocked by Stewart.
And Corvallis. Stewart turns around and hits, and that is her first basket of the night. The other actually did not practice yesterday. Yeah, and she doesn't start the period, and she's not on the bench that I could see as Stewie takes it right to the rim. It is the best in the country, and they will chuck a lot of 3s, just like that one for Breanna Stewart. When Scott Rueck took over, that first season was 9 wins as Stewart drills the 3. Stewart gets into the lane, a little 2-man game. Oh, by the way, she's also a mechanical engineer and a rocket scientist as Stewart. Big question, can Syracuse get some clean looks? Stewart denies them the chance there. 3 ball from Breanna Stewart, and the triple is good. That is outstanding on the defensive end. Sometimes you need somebody to put it on the deck and create their own. Stewart gets it right back from Tuck, and look at them attack that pressure. Tuck setting up inside. Weak side, Stewart wide open 3. She's already got 10 here in the first 6 minutes. Small point guard Peterson. Another block. That's a couple blocks and a couple of bothers for Stewart. Stewart will pull up and knock it down. Can't guard that release point. And I know people have taken that as an opportunity to take pot shots at the women's game. I think it's disrespectful. On the other side is amazing for that program as well. She said it feels, in fact, Beth, like things have come full circle. Timeout, Connecticut, just for substitutions, and here they go. The national championship goes to Connecticut for the 4th year in a row as the dynasty fulfills its destiny.
The 2015 WNBA MVP. Stewart out to Deladon, the baseline jumper. Boy, she's got such a...
Where the veteran leadership will take over with Diana Taurasi. She's back on the court. They'll settle in. Gosh, you just gotta love it. That's all you can say.
Nearly taken away. Breanna Stewart, though, controls.
Gets the ball because she set such great screens.
Here's Taurasi up to Bree Stewart, and a good look inside by the rookie. And Bowes will convert the basket.
Brings it up. Stewart drives the baseline and puts it in 37-24. Drop the Whalen. Here comes Terens, who's full of energy. Stops, and that one's blocked as she lets it go. And Stewart tries to save it. Griner manages to control that. McCautry, the extra pass, and Stewart gets the basket.
I wonder if Gino Auriemma, in picking Breanna Stewart, has got that in mind at 2020.
And Stewart gets the 3. And the U.S. has picked up another Olympic gold medal in women's basketball.
To left from our vantage point here at Key Arena, and right away, Breanna Stewart in the post, the and one, and the first unofficial WNBA bucket of Breanna Stewart's career. There will be many official buckets to come. Pass intended for Stewart, instead goes to Bird. Now a nice flip pass inside. We're going to see a whole lot of that Veteran UConn. See a lot of those in the regular season from Sandy Brondello teams, that's for sure. Here's Breanna. There's her first 3-ball of her Storm career. Straight away. Here's Breanna Stewart inside with a jump hook. Gets her own basket and just keeps it high. What are you going to do if you're the defense there? She keeps it above net level the whole time and just lays it up and in.
A little bit.
Here's Sue now back into Breanna. Turns around and hits, and that's good to see for Breanna Stewart. Skylar Diggins on her. She's been wearing her out thus far. Here's Stewart. The catch, driving, a finish. Breanna Stewart back from an injury, not only the Olympic break, but an injury break as well. She's a little bit rusty, and that's not rusty. Near wing, stolen by Breanna Stewart. 2 turnovers early for Bias, and she'll lay it up and in. Breanna Stewart. Langhorne goes away, allowing for the one-on-one, and what a nice little jump hook.
Bucket for Langhorne will kind of tip things their way.
Stewie lobs it low. Langhorne gets it on the side she likes. The round, and Sue has it. Okay, now you're up 5. Try to extend it. Breanna floating, firing.
She's athletic. 6'3", but she can jump.
Pearson against Stewart. Lays it up. Was that blocked?
Yes. Teams on their upcoming road trip. It will be tough. Remember, it's
Pearson
not. Yeah,
blocked by Breanna Stewart. Here's Boyette against Breanna Stewart, and there's a rebound. The 9th of the game for Breanna Stewart. No one has ever had more defensive rebounds in a season than young Breanna Stewart, and she does it in her rookie year. 277 defensive rebounds. It has never happened before. Did you even know about that record before this game started today?
No, I had no idea. I was wondering why everyone was clapping, and then I kind of figured it out.
Mrs. Bull.
The good news is Breanna Stewart has her back.
Can they trade 2 for 3? Yes, they can!
Be worth more than any of the points she's scored. She wants the W.
Here's Langhorne back to Stewart, to Langhorne again. Langhorne feeds Larkins inside, back to Dupree. 19 on the shot clock, 28 on the game clock. January explodes, gets rejected by Breanna Stewart, and Seattle has the basketball. Defensive play of the game by your defensive player of the year last year, Breanna Stewart.
Oh, that was
goodness.
Awesome. Ball handler to Stewart, and watch her spike that like an outside hitter. Oh my gosh, that was a thing of beauty.
Down with it. Seattle leads on the glass by 2. Stewart with contact.
They've been forced to take some tough shots, and they've been blocked, and their shots have been altered.
Stewart, tough step back. Oh, man. That was a 17-0 run by Seattle. Just snapped there, but let's add 2.
Surprise.
Breanna has it. Drives in with the left hand. Pulls up strong with the right.
At 12 on Sunday is halfway there already. Spin move to the basket by Stewart. Bird, the bounce pass for Howard. 3 to shoot. Stewart is going to have to step up. 17-footer is good.
She is buckets. 10 points.
Seattle. Clark inside for Stewart. In the paint, working on Kia Stokort. Able to keep it in bounds. Here's Sue Bird.
Nice.
The bounce pass for Stewart, who heads to the basket on the dribble. Now finds Vaughn. Her pass, though, stolen away. 2 straight turnovers from Vaughn. 2-on-1. Here come the Storm and a beautiful give-and-go quarter. The turnovers have cost the Liberty. Pretty pass play here as Seattle on a roll. They're going to work off a screen. Howard rolls to the basket. Instead, they find Stewart. Driving the lane. Running one-hander is good with him. Inside for Stewart. Left hand again is good again.
In her game, she's just doing all the things that she has done well throughout her entire career. Remember, 4 national championships. Floor quicker than any point guard you'll see in this league.
Lloyd to Stewart.
Renee Montgomery doing a good job of.
Bird, a no-look bounce to Stewart. In tight, puts it in. Stewart from the elbow. Into the mid-range jumper this season. Stewart driving, scoring, and a foul.
Oh, man. I jinxed myself.
Stewart. Oh, what a touch. Stewart. Billings driving. Blocked by Stewart.
In the league at 87 points per game. Number 1 in field goal percentage as well. How about the step through from Breanna?
Score, and she's dominating it.
6 seconds left in the quarter. Breanna working. on Hawkins.
Seattle says, yeah, you matched us, but ours look prettier.
Oh, Breanna Stewart, that looked pretty. Can't hit. Offensive rebound, though, Mosqueda Lewis. Here's the scoop shot by Breanna Stewart.
Watch her get up. She's 6'4".
No, short.
Go get it
Lloyd
back. Gets
the rebound.
Get some block.
That'll work. Nope, Stewart's just going to re-rack and hit it. She's got 3 very good looks, but the offensive rebound. Kick back to Breanna off the window. And averaged 14 points and 7 rebounds in her first season with Seattle. Here's Breanna on the turnover, and that's a way to get Breanna going. Bullet pass, weak side, misses the shot. Breanna there to erase it.
Natasha looming, Stewie looming. When you give them, you just can't get space against really focused on Stewie. I mean, they're doing everything to get the ball out of her hands and double team her.
Nope. I mean, she got to right there, and I was like, really? Are you going to try to put a hook shot? Overtime session. Inside to Stewie. Beats Aguma K. Blew the call.
That's officials, when they do that, coaches sit down.
Absolutely. There's no more. Got that pass stolen away. Back to Breanna. Gets a good look at a triple. Yes, sir. 2 for Seattle, but they're doing a great job hustling them down.
Well, that time Skylar Diggins-Smith was standing near the other free throw line. They were lucky to get it, or it would have been 2.
Contest. 6:40 left. Stewart working on the rookie. UConn on UConn. Oh.
Unstoppable once she gets down low.
That's pretty unstoppable, too, isn't it? Breanna Stewart, the big 1-2. Get in there. Yes, it did.
Stewie out and running to a streaking Natasha Howard. Good spacing of the floor there by the Sky. Breanna Stewart running right into the double team. Didn't matter. I feel like I'm having to yell practically to talk over these kids. They are loud. Off the bench for 2 years in Minnesota.
This is Stewart. Single coverage in the post against Breland. And squeezes that one in off the window. A double out front. Stewart from the wing. Swish on the 3. Stewart right in tight. Stewie. The Atlanta team is hot. I mean, they are rolling. Stewart. The bench has outscored the Seattle bench 23-9. Stewie, nice roll. Tipped, stolen. Seattle heads up the floor. Stewart's going to take it all the way and lay it in.
Seattle in the first meeting. High low. Stewart with the catch and the finish.
I'm impressed with how Hartley's done at the point position.
What an answer. Breanna Stewart sticks the 3.
So efficient.
Stewart, tough collection. Got it to go. Stewart, catch and shoot. Breanna Stewart. Hesitation there from the rookie.
Now, if you're not going to be a threat out there, it's too easy to cover.
Stewart, Bird. Now it's Tarkowski on a kick. Stewart, catch and shoot. Stewart in for 17. Quinn with a cutter. Stewart off glass and good. 8 seconds. Here's Bird. Throws in for Stewart. Collects and scored. Charles taps it out. Allen kept it in. 4 to shoot. Rain Kakakunwe denied by
12 on the shot clock for Breanna. Wide open on the skip pass. And there's Breanna Stewart. Monday, August 19th. Coming up in a couple nights. Fan Appreciation Night for the Storm's final regular season home game right here on Carter. Here's Lloyd with it. Now to Sue. Pump fakes the 3. Gives it off to Breanna. She'll coast into the lane. Yep.
Award for Natasha Howard.
Here's Breanna. She's got a great look at a 3.
Away from the 3-point line was Stewart.
Canada driving into no man's land. Back to Breanna. That's a tough looking shot. Wow. It's past to Charles. Double team. Feeds inside. Turned over again. Sue on the push. Who's she going to fire it to? Breanna. Trailer. Knock it down.
Lloyd, 3 consecutive 20-point efforts. Bird inside for Stewart, who gets the first bucket. Lewis on her left. Instead, back up top to Quinn to Breanna Stewart. Underhand toss to Quinn. Inside, Stewart rolls to the basket, off the glass and in the front court. Noelle Quinn straddles the arc, leaves for Langhorne. Lob for Stewart on the right side amongst 2 defenders. Lloyd on the left baseline, 20-footer is no good. The putback is good by Stewart. She snuck in, tipped it in. Up top it is Lloyd. To the left corner, Stewart and Breanna Stewart. Hanghorn to Jewel Lloyd. At the top of the arc is Lloyd. To the right elbow, kick out Stewart over Hamby, fouled. Chance at a 4-point play. Side beyond the arc, dribbles to the wing, back up top to Koshki, to Stewart, straight away, got Harrison in the air, dribbles to the free throw line and hits the jumper. Her up. Second chance for Seattle to Stewart, double team develops, Plum and Hamby, she split right between. 59-50, Stars inside, Stewart from Whitcomb lays it in this third quarter. Dive down the lane, Stewart right side, gets the feed from Whitcomb and lays it in. 27 for Stewart. Changes right hand too strong. Rebound Harrison. Grabbed by the arm by Stewart and the steal and the score. 81-78 Stars rolling to the basket. Breanna Stewart with a new season high of 32.
I also am really excited. I get to go watch Sue Bird play. It's so special to watch her on film in preparation and learn from her.
Rick Carlisle, who's one of the brightest and innovative minds. Stewart.
Well, on cue.
Noelle Quinn is checked in, number 45 for the Storm. Stewart puts the shoulder into Thornton.
She knows that her ability to impact this team is doing things like...
But he didn't play.
But he's solid.
No, but he practices with him. Kayla Thornton falls. Stewart gets a wide open look on the jumper. She's already in double figures. At the end of the first quarter, Schuyler takes her eyes off it. Whitcomb takes it away. Here's Noelle Quinn. Up ahead to Clark. The tip in by Stewart. Triggered in. Oh, my goodness. That is just a total breakdown.
Great defensive assignment right now with Whitcomb out on the perimeter.
How about 6 for her? Stewart inside. Teresa just had to put her hands up. Clark. Nice double by Johnson, but Stewart left open. Rattles home the three. He's been just a shade off with that three-point shooting tonight. Now 0 for 4, and then Seattle comes down, makes him pay. 41% from beyond the arc. Stewart on Karima. That's a tough cover. She'll just swing with that left hand.
She
Incredible
studies she is. And I mean, when I grow up, I want to be Bridget Pettis.
And Stewart just keeps adding on. She's got 27 in the ballgame. In the corner. Stewart just one step around Karima Christmas Kelly and gets the layup. Tyler looks up. She's got Thornton on the left. Nice roll. Glory Johnson rejected by Stewart.
Good players want to know not just what you're doing, but why you're doing it.
Stewart buries the three. From the way the young players respond to her as Stewart hits the three on the pass from Bird. Deep catch Howard, stripped by Taurasi. Stewart's three is smooth. Stewart again.
This is going to have to change the way they're defending the on-ball screen. Too much confusion leaves too much space for Breanna.
And Clark. Into Stewart, deep catch, and spins it in.
So that time.
Talbot just throws it away. Here comes Bird. Taurasi almost gave a foul. Stewart lays it in. Plus the foul.
6'4". Breanna Stewart has great body control. Can get inside. It's a great job finishing.
Stewart in the corner of three. It's good. Mercury, Seattle, the #1 overall seed after a regular season of 26-8. Here is Stewart spinning to the hook and putting it in. Once again, Bird pushing pace, finding Stewart underneath, and Stewart able to finish. Stewart through the lane, lays it in with the left hand.
Jewel Lloyd had a clear avenue there without the shot blocker in her way.
Stewart got hit, put it in, and the foul. And Stewart has 13.
We've seen Stewart go to the rack on it. I mean, come on.
Seattle looking to blitz down the other end. Stewart will take, hit, and the foul.
Breanna Stewart gets the extra.
They've been in charge for this entire second half, but things have gotten dicey in the fourth. Stewart curls it in. Good hands by Canada. She took it away from Cloud. 2-on-1. Whitcomb lays it up and in. For the 5 for Seattle. Deladon back in for Washington as Stewart reverses it in. Lloyd finds Stewart, catch, fire, hit from three.
That's one thing they're relying on her in this series, in the finals. She's won a WNBA championship, coming to a Washington Mystic squad.
You did beautifully for scores.
Stewart, the deep catch, the turn, and the finish.
She can turn and score when she goes to her hook shot. Doesn't matter if it's right or left. Release point over the 6'5" Elena Delle Donne. Catch, turn, that's two.
As you heard Jamal Crawford say at the half. Stewart, great touch pass. Lloyd, truth on a three.
Jewell Lloyd continues to shine here in game one of the finals. She likes game one in the playoffs, Ryan. Was stellar in game one against Phoenix.
Stewart takes it in, hooks it home.
To, reshape her body and her game, and look at that.
Finds Stewart, who lays it in and out. Clark fingertips on it, chases it down. Stewart free in the lane, hooks it in. Remember the Storm starting lineup, shot it at least 50% in game one, and Stewart off to a good start in game two.
Just a little rub screen inside. Big little Sue Bird on it, so it can't be switched. And Breanna Stewart, when she has both feet in the paint, forget about it. Even the last time down, the foul while Breanna Stewart was handling the basketball. You see her there with the mid-range jumper.
Here's Stewart again, getting the step and floating it in. The MVP off to a strong start.
Not to get caught in Seattle's pace because they are so good when it's a frantic, fast game.
Stewart, oh, she's on.
She's making her mid-range shots. And here's another mid-range one that she's draining. She hasn't missed from anywhere so far tonight, Ryan.
Stewart on the move. Clark connects for 10. Lloyd, run off the line, will lay it in. Jewell Lloyd with a strong start. The rookie Canada finds Stewart, nice ball fake, sets up her jumper. Stewart a three, is good. Seattle back in front. Aerial Powers provided a nice jolt in the first half. Had it taken by Stewart. The flick ahead, Whitcomb lays it in. Stewart, the deep catch and the hook. 21 for Breanna Stewart. Thought about the three. Stewart will take and hit. Clark the offensive rebound. Clark will try it and hit. Clark will shovel it. Stewart will hit it from three. And the lead is suddenly 8 for Seattle as the bench rejoices. Canada has outstanding speed. Stewart hits the jumper. Bird will drive it. No look to Stewart. She's got it on a three. Lloyd gets it back into the arms of Stewart. She has 12 and now 14. Lloyd off the delivery from Bird, finds Stewart in rhythm. You bet! On a three. It's a 15-point cushion for the Seattle Storm. 7 assists for Sue Bird. Howard shovels, Stewart finishes.
Elena Delle Donne to get as many free throws as Breanna Stewart.
Stewart gets the step, lays it in, and the foul. Stewart forces it up, and in, plus the foul.
Where Breanna Stewart pops back out to the perimeter. Just a little hesitation getting Elena Delle Donne off balance.
This season added 11 wins to their ledger, the #1 overall seed, and now are just time away from a title. She is about to win his first championship. Bird flips it up and in. Why not? But that will do it. The Seattle Storm have climbed back to the mountaintop. They are your 2018 WNBA champions.
Stewart gets the 2 out of the out of bounds. Comes down with it, Bird has it. Stewart in transition. Nice look. Tuck goes for the reverse layup for 2. Montgomery is down the floor. She's going to get a look. Taurasi doesn't like what she sees. Breanna Stewart with the 2. Great game at the moment. Drops it in Stewart. Goes off the glass for 2. Once she's got set that close, she's going to make it.
Seth, you need to play a team defense against players like Diana Taurasi.
Stewart goes with the left hand off the glass for 2.
Could help on that roll.
Stewart with catch and release. Montgomery was just so quick on the recovery. Stewart coast to coast for 2 off the glass. Clarendon pushes straight off the to Stewart, just beautiful finish. Timing of the pass was excellent. Lloyd finds Stewart on the 3-point line. Chalting guards her. Stewart stops and pops off the dribble.
She's just showing why she has been MVP of the WNBA season.
D'accord.
Παρά να πας να τελειώσεις στα υψωμένα χέρια της Charles και της Stewart.
Εδώ η Breanna Stewart σε σουτ 3 πόντων. Στο πλάι, στα μάτι. Αστόχησε η Κέντρα Τζόνσον, κόβεται από τη Stewart.
In terms of the weak side defense, they all so focused on the ball.
Στη γωνία. Κρούζ. Στη λήξη του χρόνου η Stewart θα ευστοχίσει.
Meng in transition. Tuck gets Stewart in rhythm as the second trowel is just so good to watch. Nowhere to go. The baseline was just taken away. Stewart off the glass for 2 is good, and she just has so many ways to find angles to finish plays.
Now Bird crosses midcourt to Breanna Stewart, and she scores in transition and draws the foul.
Ready right away in this first 3 minutes. This is a different U.S. team than we saw yesterday, Jeff.
It is. Oh yeah, she got her right on the... Getting her hands up. And again, Stewie. Long rebound to Lloyd. Stewart, just calm as you like, goes in and scores. Watch that matchup in the paint. Stewart puts up a long one, and already Bird, if she gets another one, she might knock it in. Stewart for three, good! Breanna again posting up. Now Stewart and two. No look to Stewart. She just plays almost perfect basketball. And now Deladon saw the pass coming. She gets in transition over to Lloyd, over to Stewart, and the USA have taken. She's a fun and interesting player to watch. And it goes Stewart and USA. Here's Breanna Stewart, and she goes hard to the hole and scores over Akator.
The difference maker, and even a tournament MVP.
But here's Stewart right off the bench.
Wilson wants it in the post. Stewart baseline kicks wide open for three. It's good.
She is electric. Stewart goes high off the glass and in. Against Bunt when they came out here at the start of the quarter, but she's hasn't looked nearly as convincing. That was a high dribble there from Bird. Breanna Stewart for three, and the USA are in front. Welcome back to the Santiago Martin here in Tenerife, and the USA are going to start things off. Diana Taurasi is all smiles after being the first player on this one to make the pass that was finished.
Can get the three to drop.
Are kind of alarming in this game. I mean, 16, they already have 2 in this quarter.
Well, Breanna Stewart catches it.
They go high-low to Stewart, great pass.
Total for Latvian team, and we have to consider that they shot very poorly first 3 quarters.
Super pass, super execution. Charles read it. Taurasi, Stewart on the little curl on the front cut, gets the 2.
Good hands, Beck Allen almost knocked that one away. Bird from the left corner, good.
It was in her prime. 1 through 5.
Well, here's the dump, and what about that? Talking about the 2 players, there they are just toying with the defense from anybody. Breanna Stewart. So 4 unanswered points now. Bird for 3. Good. Bree Stewart over to Bird. Good.
It's easy. It's too easy.
Right now from Latvia on the court, because you don't want Steinberger to be. Oh, that's another confirmation of your words, Mark.
At the moment, still just under 4 to go in the first. Stewart on the pick and roll for 2. stayed with it. They really desperately need the two. Stewart on the cut. Turn your head.
These two teams, they do know each other very well. The players know each other well.
Stewart gets in and scores. And that was the basket by the USA, the last trip down the court by Stewart. Here she is. Look at this.
Ball went off of McBride. So a couple of chances go by the wayside, and Katzenberg, meanwhile, approach there from Katzenberg. This was Breanna Stewart now catching and shooting and making it. Kia Stokes gets it over to McBride, and the pass goes right into the hands of Jonquel Jones, who gets it up, and Stewart with a uncontested layup. Stokes. Stewart catches it, puts it up right at the elbow and hits it. Thomas, she missed her last three. Gets it back to Zandalicini. And then Zandalicini, very careless, allows Stewart to reach in. Messerman fakes the pass. Now gets it down low to Stewart. Little turnaround, and it's good. And Brittany Griner dumps it down low. A little give and go action with Stewart. Now Griner gets it back to Stewart, wide open, and hits the three-pointer. Scary there for a while. Stewart hitting the three-pointer. Alba Terens over to Stewart. Now Griner, that's good again. I thought it was going to be a little bit off to the right. Well, you would think that they'd want to go down to Griner. Here is Stewart, though. She puts it on the deck and gets to the rim. They're able to get it quickly down to Griner. The follow is there for Breanna Stewart. Tiffany Hayes catching a breather on the sidelines. Breanna Stewart. Back in, Messerman. Oh, they come at you in waves, don't they, at Katzenberg? Stewart has yet to really make an impact on this game. Here she is going up against Tiffany Hayes, and she also has a few things to say as well to Tiffany Hayes. Look at this. That was a big-time play from Breanna Stewart.
Big time.
Now Terens to Messerman. Stewart turns and scores on the baseline.
Little zone defense here.
Stewart from behind the arc. Oh boy, look out. Here she comes. To step outside and hit jump shots. She is wonderful to watch. Tiffany Hayes, meanwhile goes baseline. Messerman passes it back. Now it's going to be Stewart for three, and there is no slowing down Breanna Stewart and Katzenberg right now.
I think right now they're going to try and take whatever good open shot that they can get.
Well, Samuelson gets blocked by Stewart, and then Stewart.
Liberty cough it up. Here comes Sue Bird. Bird the shovel to Stewart. The hesitation, drive, and finish with Sue Bird missing the year. Nice look underneath. Clark finds Stewart for the bucket. Baseline jumper is short, and the rebound taken by Stewart. Stewart, good footwork underneath. Still awaiting her first assist. Is that poked from behind by Stewart? She receives from Clark and lays it in. Here is Sue Bird. Finding Stewart. Her three is good with a hand in her face, able to connect.
Can't wait.
Bird connects on a three. Of 15 shooting. Here is Stewart. Rimming in a three.
What a coaching staff that Cheryl Reeve has put together. We'll talk about that a little bit later on, but very impressive. Stewie slides it. Russell sees the double, gives it off to Bird. They switch. Fouls picks her up, but then they find the open player. Now they had 14 turnovers in game number one. Now they're on the move with a chance to tie the game up. Rejected.
Such impact and timing. That time recovering from her Achilles injury.
For 6. Trying to force the pass inside. Stewie kept it alive. And now Seattle with 1:20 to play. Inside, Clark has to kick it right back out. Stewart will launch the three. Everybody that has played for Seattle, Morgan Buck is guarded Stewie.
Putting different players in the lineup right now, but these are shots that we've seen.
Denial from Stewart. So she is locked in the wobble with Sue.
The start of the season talked about the importance of, trying to limit your starters. Nice take.
Stewart jumper short. She follows it up, can't finish. The third time is the charm.
As we're telling us yesterday, Alicia Clark and Tammy Whitcomb, they said, we're so used to our fans pumping it. What rotations work, what don't. That's a tough cover for Sykes.
A nice job of disrupting.
That's how you get it going. Stewart turns away from the double. Los Angeles has never led in this game. Seattle's led by as many as 13. Unselfish play to Clark. They're giving her a lot of space. Parker was on her. Stewart over Sykes. They wanted to make a statement early in this game. Stewart lets it go for 3. My favorite's Ariel Atkins. She's got to go with the Texas kind of song. It's farther out. Parker with a left hand. Stewart. Clark just being hounded now.
Oh, nice.
Gets way behind. They average just under 9 a game. Stewart, tough ball away, right hand over.
Connecticut in different spots on the floor.
Anna Jones already with 6 points. Stewie
being patient as things develop, and they'll get much better when they get Breanna January on the court. Last season, which was a record at the forward spot.
in the league, the only player averaging at least 20 points a game. In 8 minutes of action, and really breaking through this season. Stewie has shot clock winding down. Thomas blocked by Stewart. Stewart just turns, shoots, and scores. And now she does have a double-double, 10 points and 11.
Lloyd keeps it alive for Seattle. How about Stewart from three? That'll rim in. Do they know it's the first game of a doubleheader for us? To the lap of Clark. Nice down court feed. Canada to Stewart. Stewart the board. Stewart using the Howard screen to finish with the left hand. Looking like an even better player, to your point, LaChina.
Yeah, showing us more of her perimeter ability.
Stewart flashes at the block, turns, and hits right up.
We're kind of losing that time where you see the pass first point guard, right?
Whitcomb's three is good. Finds the cutter in Whitcomb. The lead for Stewart for two. I love that. Stewart from three, it's good for help. Much better D on her in this third than in that first half. Stewart's three is good.
Shots. She's creating shots. That little step back was nice.
She's with that bruised knee.
And a Stewart in Seattle as the offense coming off a 100-point performance. Bird rises, and W's second leading scorer. That's another trap into Allery and is denied by Stewart. Bird, second game back after missing 5 due to injury. Nice entry pass to Stewart. Lloyd's three won't go, but the rebound tracked down by Clark into Stewart. Just a 4-point Seattle lead. Right back into the former MVP. Nice job inside. It's saved by Stewart to Bird. Right back to Stewart on the run. Pull up. After the foul line, Doyle. Stewart. Finally on the scoreboard. Stewart. Catch and shoot. After the foul on Mitchell. Seattle goes inside to Stewart.
You see Asia Wilson draws the defensive assignment on Breanna Stewart. That's something to keep an eye on this game.
Bright spot for Bill Laimbeer in Vegas this season, starting at the point. As Stewart, deep catch, draws two.
The offensive glass.
6 points, 7 rebounds for Wilson as Stewart. And he's seen so much growth from Asia in that regard.
In turnovers a game, how many players in their 11th year coming off injury are the most efficient that they've ever been?
Keeping them locked in. Here's Stewart. Triple team. Stewart still.
By Vegas, you want to use as much clock here as you can.
Robinson gets blocked by Stewart.
And Breanna Stewart has a 7-1 wing.
Stewart fading away, able to hit. Canada through the lane finds Stewart a three.
He has it again. Back to Sue Bird. Struggling to shoot tonight, 1 of 10. Bird inside. Stewart backing down and banks it in.
Bird, she looks to push it up the floor.
Stewart down the lane. Prince crosses inside and back to Stewart. First quarter.
Stewart on the catch, pulls up and hits.
No.
10.
Unbelievable. And she was the scorer at Iowa State. Pretty good assist, too.
Percentage.
Here comes Howard. 1 to beat. Stewart back to Howard. Jewel Lloyd with 9 in the ball game now. Stewart, she'll launch it. Seattle #1, and name at Duke was Big Shot Brown.
Everybody else has a half a responsibility on her. Same with Stewart.
Bird finds a back door.
They run some floppy action here. Oh, nice. Wow.
Now it's Lloyd's turn as she feeds.
6 points already, has hit both of her looks from 3. Stewart rattles it for her. Lloyd, a rare miss in this series. Rebound kept alive by Clark. Bird feeds Stewart. She got the first quarter of game 3. Bird steals it off the deflection. Bird lobs, Stewart juggle. And Breanna Stewart able to finish inside. Couldn't bank it in, and finally Seattle secures the rebound. Bird lobbing. Stewart hitting. Bird back in for Seattle. So is Stewart. Her jumper is pure.
She couldn't do shooting or standing stuff. She would do ball handling stuff. We're just seeing a much better overall athlete and basketball player in Breanna Stewart. How about that little volleyball putback?
Minnesota extending their defensive pressure, trying to find a way to cut into this lead to end the half.
Stewart another. Bird looking to set up Stewart. McMagor gets it to Stewart, who lays it in. Stewart dives in and curls it home. A 20-point afternoon already for Breanna Stewart. We'll save it back. Stewart just trying to take advantage of the matchup on Banham. Clark thought about the 3. Good movement here. Stewart, you bet. 10 points for Sims. 2 for 1 for Seattle. Stewart cuts through 2 and puts it in. 28 points. 8. Thanks to the Pista's fiance, Alex, who got the information to Holly. Stewart, you bet. Breanna Stewart, a playoff career high, 31 points.
Seattle likes to trap on the outside, so when you go against them, you try to avoid those areas.
Stewart, pull-up jumper, banks in.
Hit that shot with nobody on her. Breanna Stewart, 1 dribble.
Bird stood up Swords. Bird, no look. Stewart able to finish.
She is so good at doing this. Head up, 1 dribble, and just feeds.
Spins and shovel. Stewart, Sue Bird, and Breanna Stewart feeling it from
the hit.
And Lloyd has just been incredible in these playoffs. She's 8 of 10 from the floor, and yeah, you could give her an assist there. Bird around the Stewart screen. Nice feed. Clark to Stewart for 2.
It's going to be regression to the mean.
What she did say when she got done, she looked to whoever was sitting to her left and said, y'all like my responses? And Lloyd comes up with a board.
7 of Swords' boards are on the offensive end of the floor.
Incredible. Stewart, you bet!
And a score, and then again on Swords. Money.
Wilson. Double team. And it's knocked away.
Come it again here in the fourth.
Stewart, truth.
Breanna Stewart going down like she's setting a curl screen and instead pops back out. Defense not there. 33 for Breanna.
It back. Stewart turns and gets the roll. Breanna. Bird finds Stewart. Stewart on the run, lays it in.
For Vegas, cannot handle a Sue Bird, Breanna Stewart pick and roll. They can get Vegas in a shifting defense that makes it more difficult for them. And there you go, Rob. So she'll just bring it down herself.
Stewart's jumper is good. She's 2 of 3 from deep in game 2 and 5 of 6 overall. Stewart catch, fire, and make from 3. An 8-1 Seattle run. Vegas run that Seattle cuts into. Fend off from Lloyd. An opportunity for Seattle. Bird, no look. Clark extra feed. Stewart got it on a 3.
Definitely, you see how quick her release is, how important she can be if she can continue to hit from deep.
Stewart continues to hit from deep. 2-for-1 opportunity for Seattle. Stewart's pull-up is good. It's another 20 spot for Breanna. Well, interestingly, you look at the stat sheet through 3 quarters. Each team is 30 of 54 from the floor. That changes right there with
kicking your head. No, Asia Wilson's on the same side of the floor. Give her the ball, and then, oh, good shot.
Stewart, good look to a cutting Howard. 3 minutes into game 3. Clark squeezes it into a 3 of 3 start from the floor. Stewart, jab, swords opts in, and has played an enormous role for this Vegas team, too. 16 of them, which of course gives Seattle those opportunities to run. Stewart, that is a deep catch. Epiphany Prince can't hit the 3. Clark, the offensive rebound. How about Stewart? Stewart hits the 3. Optometry optional for Sue Bird as Stewart gets it.
Breanna Stewart was 16 points and
a great chance that those 2 players can be playing alongside of each other for USA basketball. How beautiful will that be?
Single possession. She runs hard to the rim, and that time Jewel Lloyd delivers the dime. It's usually Sue Bird making the pass, but look at the strength and the speed on that pass. She's done a nice job here in the 4th quarter so far, going to her strength, which is the mid-range pull-up jumper. That's one of many.
Utter and complete domination. In a year we will never forget. The Seattle Storm are the team we will always remember. Sabrina hurt in her 3rd game and missed the remainder of the year. Stewart, jab step, and connects. That was good D.
Jab you, and then when you have good defense, she'll still drain it.
Canada working behind Stewart, a 3. You bet. Breanna Stewart starting to find her stroke.
It's 3. But I like that. Vegas looking to get her the ball inside. It's very difficult to stop her, and it's very difficult to stop that.
Stewart's 3 is good. Stewart puts up the 3 and hits. No hesitation at all in the mid-range. Stewart in the corner, sure. Talbot really played well in the opener for the Storm as Hamby gets stoned. Lloyd looking to shake Cam Beige, couldn't squeeze it in. Agbagor the rebound, Stewart alone, connects. Even jumped.
No.
Stewart trying to shake Cam Beige, and somehow got it to run. Oh, Gray with the bowling ball baseline delivery, and then Stewart the block.
They should.
Sue Bird back in for Seattle as Stewart
has really made her living at the free throw line in the first half. 6 for 8 from there is Stewart.
Yeah, her second block, had 5 last year in the shortened season. Russell keeps it alive. Stewart deadly from three.
I'll also say this. There were so many high-quality combo guards in the draft this year that it's not enough that Stewie's reach is higher than that high pony she's rocking.
Comes out of the pack with it. Gives it up to Enrique. Little shaking, little bacon off the glass. Thornton, no, rejected by Stewart.
Alter the shot, however, and Sue brings it back up. Jewel now to Stewie in the corner. 3-ball up and in. Seattle up 8. Prince now to Stewie. Got a great look straight away. Snuggles it home. Trying to get back-to-back wins here in overtime. Canada inside. 5 on the shot clock. Breanna hasn't hit a field goal in forever until now.
This was Stewie getting her feet set and going over the top with the 3-ball of the extended reach of Jonquel Jones. And Seattle jumped out to a 13-point lead, and Minnesota came back, tied it up, and now Seattle on a run, and that's a big stick by Stewie.
With their biggest lead of the night, 15, surpasses the 14 they had when it was 17-3. And here's Breanna Stewart inside, bodies.
Support of education and jobs in the Seattle area.
Stewart turnaround jumper is good. Lou Samuelson nearly had that rebound plucked away by Hamby. Stewart this time going to drive it. The leaner is good, banking it home. Kelsey Plum been very hot of late, got off to a slow start this season, but over her last 4 averaging nearly 20 points per. Stewart connects on that 3, her first to drop. Be competing for that top seed at the end of the regular season. Wow, gorgeous set here and a finish. Here's Bird, who's given space, instead sets up Stewart. Stewart on the attack. Most of you familiar with that. Getting one of those top 2 seeds so big, and then of course wanting the home court in the finals, Seattle. Little trouble with the spacing there. Stewart. Bill Lambier has elected to continue to wear suits as Stewart connects. It's a 2-point game. Lloyd, nice find. Stewart pushes it in. Shot clock down to 5. Stewart through traffic, still flips it in. Looking to her. Settles for Russell. Back to Bird. Gorgeous feed inside. Stewart finishes. And this game is tied at 84. Lloyd. Back out to Bird. Nice find to Stewart, who puts it in.
Certainly in that conversation. She's playing great for the Connecticut Sun.
Here's another candidate, Breanna Stewart, splashing a triple. Might be the first time in All-Star game history that somebody chanted 1, 2, 3 rebounds.
The All-Stars, we got a chance to win this thing. Let's pull this out. This is serious bragging rights, a lot more than it would be in a normal All-Star game.
In the All-Star game, a 9-point lead now for Team WNBA, but Breanna Stewart says don't go away yet.
Ezzy, back to Breanna. Got a challenge from behind, and she still snapped.
Can really bring it one-on-one defenders that will lock you down.
11 points tonight for Stephanie Talbot, leading all bench scores. Breanna fired.
Even's underestimating the length of Stewie.
Oh, great feed inside, Breanna Stewart. Now Breanna. She'll flow one up and hit. That's her toughest shot of the game, and she got it to go. She responds with a big outing offensively when that happens. Oh, great touch pass there. Don't need Jewel to score. Gets it up to Jewel. Jewel finds Ezzy. A little sloppy in the execution, but they get a great 3 out of the corner. Boom! Breanna Stewart. Oh, what a nice crossover move. Alley-oop inside to Breanna Stewart. The catch and the layup. Stewie. Oh, crossover dribble in traffic. Jewel finds Breanna. A little leaner from 10. Those are tough to hit. Sue's got it. Now Gabby Williams. 10 on the shot clock. Got to get a good one here. It looks like they're going to it. Breanna to the window.
Big game here today and on Sunday if Sue Bird and Stephanie Talbot are not going to be able to return.
There's Stewie for 3. Wasn't really in rhythm.
Faded away, but had the ball where she wanted it.
Stewie driving right in on 6'10". That is.
Take a heavy load, crossing over against the double team, and then right at 6'10" Shu. Look at this crossover. Shu does it.
If they got a franchise, you got a top 5 building in America.
Lloyd has it. Stewie catch and shoot. Big 3 on the way. And snuggle it home, Breanna Stewart.
This was Jewel Lloyd creating for Stewart. Is really fast. You wonder with the Storm being so short-handed.
Lavender, she's got 4. Another live ball turnover. Here comes the convoy. 4 on 2, 3, boom! Breanna Stewart. No rest for the weary. Here's Breanna Stewart around a Jewel screen. 3-ball right up top of the key.
Position from deep, from runners. It's impressive.
The big 1-2 by Breanna. That's where you want her getting the basketball. Post up with Breanna. And we do. Lob pass. What a catch underneath. Lay it up and in. Easy as you please, Breanna Stewart. See if they do it. She's going to fire from 3. That'll work. We're coming the other way. Jewel dumping it low to Breanna Stewart. That's simple basketball right there. A lot of that has to do with the fact they chuck a lot of 3s, and that's going to lower your percentage a little bit. Their effective field goal percentage is better than 11th. And there you go. Breanna Stewart, who has yet to score in 9 minutes. See if she can change that here. And she does. See if Sue can improve how this half-court offense has looked. Well, you just pass it to an open Breanna Stewart.
And it's been whittled all the way down to 4.
Stewie, big 3 on the way, and snaps it home. Boy, oh boy, did Seattle need that one.
Dallas has already turned it over a couple of times. Stewart over Sabali. Off the glass nicely. Stewart rattles it home. And Enrique's letting the officials know Stewart had to pick up the dribble. Here comes Williams. Stewart launches over a walk away from.
We'll see some switching happen most likely. Ghost screen right there with Stewie. Hard action to guard.
Said she was brought to this team because they had a certain role for her to play. And she says, every team I play for has been a different role. I don't have a problem with that. Wisely holds it up. Here's Bird out front. Tried to post up Stewart with the left hand.
Shooter and score from the three-point line. Stewart can't leave her that wide open because she can knock down the 3. In Sunday's lost now with 9. Breanna Stewart back the other way. We're able to notch another win tonight against Phoenix. They're just aggressive in that mindset. Get the offensive rebound, put it in. But there we see the 2-man.
I have nicknamed her Miss Consistent. She is the most consistent player for the Sun.
Stewart, the turnaround jumper, pretty.
Getting the ball in the paint, thought she had the advantage on Sue Bird. Decided to dish it, but there we go. Stewie getting in the action.
The give off. Rashawn McBride is Williams out of nowhere with the block. And Stewart with the 3. Prince at the point, gives it off to Stewart. Right hand, banks it off, and Glasson in 19 points.
Gabby Williams getting it out to Stewie.
And she didn't shoot well in their last game, but it always looks like it's going in. It's what she does as a facilitator. But when she's scoring, that much more of a threat.
Gabby Williams. Stewie with the floater off glass and count it.
6% career from three-point range against the Seattle Storm. Here's Breanna, same spot, same results. 10-7 Storm.
Mays, the ball in her hands down the floor.
Oh, early post position, Gabby. Back to Breanna. Has already hit 2 of them. How about 3 of them? Breanna Stewart. Here's Sue with it. Back down to Breanna. Double team. Forces it up and she gets it to go. Prayer answered for Breanna Stewart.
Difficult one, fading away, but the nice touch.
Stewie leans into one and splashes it home. Breanna Stewart. Good feed inside. Breanna the fadeaway and knock it in.
Coming back to her home state where she won multiple state championships.
Stewie with it, toes up the line, falls into her own teammate.
4-game road trip. That was 72-60. They were able to bring it within 4, but Breanna Stewart from the top of the key. Kiss off the glass. Tanisha Wright saying no mercy. Bottom of the bucket for Breanna Stewart.
On these two teams' face. Here's Stewart in the paint, gets that to fall. She is a paint. McLaughlin, however, retains it. Stewart with 5, throws up the shot over Necker. Seattle setting up offense here. They go down low to Sue against
Katie Lou, and she gets the friendly roll.
Right wing, takes it back to 30. Takes a look at the three, and now will float one inside. She is so good, leaning towards the basket and hanging it.
Sabally back on the floor for Dallas.
Kayla Thornton in the game, playing with 3 fouls right now. See if Breanna can make her pick up her 4th. Instead, she just rises. Push here, 12-4 in the third quarter. Oh, they got Breanna out front. Jewel finds her, great catch. 1-2, lay it in.
Your Midwest or East Coast or West Coast.
Correct. Get that motor going a little bit earlier.
Well, Stewart.
No Megan Gustafson available for the Mercury today. She is the bridesmaid, the maid of honor in her sister's wedding. January calling out the offense. Inside to Stewie. She's not going to miss from there. Phoenix is enjoying its largest lead of the game, 75-69.
Did give Tina Charles credit for the rebounds. That's 11 on the game to go with 24 points. Quick trigger 3 by Breanna, and she snaps it home from the near wing. Fans on their...
Getting in there, being active, and getting those O boards.
Darnell Jones this season is second in the W in offensive rebounds per game. You'd consider this start and figure Breanna Stewart has a lot to do with it. That's her first bucket of the night. Connecticut turns it over for the first time tonight. Stewart weaves through the defense. Breanna Stewart, marvelous to the paint, which ties a single game high in this building in her career. Stewart wants a 3. Tie game.
It's amazing what USA basketball and the trip to the Tokyo Olympics did for her as Breanna Stewart knocks down the foul line jumper. Kicks it, extra one more. Stewart. That falls, beautiful ball movement. The rebound for the Storm, quickly up the floor. Here's Bird to Stewart, streaking. There's Stewart, rises, and she connects.
Cloud getting into the body of Ezzy McBagor to finish it.
Breanna Stewart. Stewart rises and connects.
I think Charles affected that shot, got her hand on it.
How about 4 for 4? That'll work! Sylvia fouls for the rebound. How about Breanna Stewart with 4 points, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds? Trying to add to it, and does! That's buckets and buckets. And look at Breanna Stewart just leaping in the pass. And she will go coast to coast and lay it up and in. Really emphasizes, you got to get that home court advantage in the playoffs. How about some more fast break points? They got 30 already.
I mean, they are just having so much fun.
Back to Breanna. No D on her at all. Boom.
Williams catches, dishes. Bird was pointing to Stewart in the corner. That's why. Bird hesitation, has Stokes on her. Wants Stewart on Gray. Instead, Charles will get it to Stewart, who takes advantage.
Hitting it, lighting it up from 3, it opens up her whole game.
And the percentages are good. That's her first 3-point attempt. 7 of the first 19 from Ka. And Stewart takes it in and lays it in. You know, this is what the league fears is with the addition of Tina Charles and already the all-stars they have on this team. As Stewart gets another bucket. They're calling that a long 2. We'll review that in the next break here in this game. Bird feeding Stewart. Flips it up with the left hand wingspan, creating that turnover. Jewel Lloyd always has family and friends here in attendance in Chicago. Stewart takes the pass. Lloyd over to Sue Bird and a cutting of Breanna Stewart.
I think they need to switch some of these ball screen actions.
Williams getting the screen. Flips it over to Stewart. She knocks it down.
Great ball movement. Beautiful. January passed up the 3 to get it into
Stewart! Team that comes in red hot offensively.
Stewie working against EDD. Starters on the floor for Seattle. Finds Allen in for Deladon for Washington. 5-point advantage for Washington. Seattle's gone almost 3 minutes without a score. Tough for Stewart. Cloud around the Deladon screen. A little bit too hard off the glass. Stewie pops, drops. Had assists during this regular season. But everything difficult.
High Valley 1 for 6. He's missed some easy ones right at the cup.
Once again, coming back after missing 2 games in health and safety protocols. Stewie elevates, nails it. Atkins, the second leading scorer behind Deladon during the regular season for Washington. Stewie, you know it was only a matter of time. Breanna Stewart bringing it up. Attacking Austin. Stewie, right by Deladon.
Her preparation, and you see that happening.
Stewie over Deladon. So good.
Stewart with some space, buries the mid-range. Thought about it, gets it back from Bird. Stewart isolating on Stokes off one leg. My goodness, what a finish. Threw it behind Stewart, 9 to shoot. Stewart, one-on-one with Stokes, fading away. My goodness, Breanna Stewart. Late in the second. Here's Stewart off the deflection, elevates and pushes it home to end a 7-0 Aces run. Stewart forced it up. My goodness, Breanna Stewart. Nice pocket pass. Lloyd to Stewart for 2.
Becky Hammond got her Coach of the Year trophy. Stewart will pull up and bury the 3. Here's Bird pushing it across the center court line. Getting it into Stewart, one-on-one with Young. Stewart fading away. Wow.
He'll do that a couple of times over multiple defenders.
First field goal for Vegas in the last 4 minutes and 20 seconds. Already 7 for Asia Wilson. Stewart, awkward angle, and still.
Through my time, even going back to South Carolina, everybody's always gearing to stop me, but I just have to read and react and remember, yeah, I'm that girl.
In the corner, Williams. Place was ready to explode. Stewart, the pull-up is good and a much-needed bucket.
And now switch with Jackie Young. Have the size disadvantage on Tina Charles inside.
Stewart buries her first bucket of the game. Trying to get it into Charles. She does. Double comes. Stewart, tie game.
Vegas cannot go small anymore if they don't have Jackie Young.
Stewart one-on-one with Stokes. Fading and dropping it home. Series tied at 1. Stewart on the attack, finger rolls it in. Looked like that 3 was going to be another game winner on her ledger. Jackie Young in Vegas had other ideas. Stewart somehow swiveled that in. Stewart will fire and knock down a 3.
But with it, they will want that all day.
Stewart in transition, bodies in and finishes. Becky Hammond felt like her littles just got buried underneath the hoop and switches with the small lineup last game. Stewart again. Here's Bird finding Stewart wide open. Connects. Williams gets it back to Stewart. Gray shading. Stewart fading. Oh, you gotta be kidding. Stewart into the lane. What a fake. Breanna Stewart with the left hand. Stewart flashes. Elevates and finishes. Oh, Stewart flags it down. 3 to shoot. Step back 3 is.
She offers a lot of star power. Stewart back-to-back blocks. She'll go at a much smaller Alimond and easy money there.
And now we see a great assist. But Breanna Stewart leading all scorers out there.
Stewart left alone. Okay, she'll take it.
Tempo that they're playing, the pace that they're pushing, they're attacking Belgium. She's good at that shot.
Trap didn't need it. Stewart on defense now. The feed up to Lloyd. She's alone.
Wow, the U.S. can do no wrong.
Misaman. She's got Stewart all over her so far in these first 7 minutes. And a hand in her face. Get it out of here.
And Van Loo takes a seat, and you were talking about her earlier, Kiera. Stewart goes straight at Belgium, gets her own rebound off the glass. It's a kiss, and it is a goodbye to quarter number 1. Atkin being guarded tightly by Alaman. A little football throw to the corner. Lane clears up, easy money for Stewart. It's the defensive prowess. Wow. They get it right back.
And that's what we can see, why Stewart is such an excellent player.
Working around the horn for USA. Kalia. Stewart. Her foot was on the line, so it only counts for 2. Aliman, Stewart steps up. Shot clock 1, shot goes up, it's deflected by Stewart. I want to say that's her 3rd block of the contest.
If the coach is resting his starters for that 4th quarter, we'll see what happens.
Stewart Bunny, that one goes down.
We see Rezimon has on the court number 10 for her first minute.
Medical team will get her the attention she needs, and Shakira Austin takes her place. Stewart back to business.
Well, we know last time these two teams met in February in the qualifier, USA was up by 20 points, and Belgium did bring it back.
Copper. Coast to coast won't finish. She's got Breanna Stewart for that. Stewart from the corner.
Wow, wow. Stewart. Just catch and shoot.
Left alone, Lloyd. Yes. Hard
dear.
hit. Melendez is down on the floor. Copper on the other end shoots the jumper from mid. It's a miss. Stewart in the paint. She'll finish.
Community in Sydney, and a lot of them have come out to support their team as well.
Stewart, first shot is in. The captain with 3. Only 1 speed for Alyssa Thomas, and that is down court. Gets it to Stewie.
Offensive sets to try and get that scoreboard ticking over, but also the mentality as Stewart goes in. Very nice finish, but the mentality in a real aggressive fashion, but she's 0 of 5.
But look on the defensive end. She's going to go coast to coast here. Thomas feeds her. Long arms and finish on the left. She didn't. Thomas streaking. And Stewart has all day to put that one in. She does.
While things are going well, that can happen, but down the other end, Stewart wide open. That's as good as a layup with such as her capacity.
Copper to Stewart. A little wraparound move and 1. That's going to count.
Some time, and she is a bona fide superstar of women's basketball. And what we've seen so far, USA and China, the 2 best teams in the competition.
In Belgium, she really struggled offensively and got her first field goal against Belgium. That's not an issue for Breanna Stewart. Currently, you have the height advantage. If you're just joining us, Despina Barton, Andrew Gaze here inside the Sydney Superdome, and you're watching and are expected to finish on top of Group A, which also includes Belgium, China, Bosnia-Herzegovina, Puerto Rico, and Korea.
Keep the body control there. She had to tap it, gets in there, rides the contact, and deflection down the other end.
Stewart, she'll work down in the post. Gray inside to Stewart. Quick move straight to the rack. Stewart now with 4 for Team USA. This is a group that set a new scoring record, FIBA World Cup record. Breanna Stewart, the captain of Team USA. She's got the most USA experience, but that doesn't matter. Brianna Jones. Another steal for Team USA. Lay in by Stewart. That's how Coach Reeve draws it up. And
comes across his body ever so slightly.
Pump fake from Stewart. creates a little bit easier shot for herself. Up for Chelsea Gray. No. Stewart with the rebound.
Getting back to what their foundation is, and that's the defense.
Stewart with the team's. Gray, no look pass. Stewart takes baseline lay-in. It goes down.
You're right about Copper. She's not on the bench.
Stewart, always teaching and always coaching, is Victory Lepet. And that ball is going to go off the knee. Carlton hustles down, picks it up, finds Alexander, who just goes all the way at Stewart, but she can't finish. Stewart with the long arms and the rebound. Thomas easily to the basket. You got to slow down and pick up the ball and really put pressure. Right for the offensive board. Ends up in the hands of Wilson. Now the U.S. are pushing the tempo. Stewart in the corner. Her three-point shot is good. Emmy here, she's open. Thinks she should have shot it. Gets her ball back. Shot clock winding down with about 5 minutes through the first quarter. But on the other end, it's Stewart with a tough left-hand basket.
Canada even struggling to do simple things, pass and catch.
And how about that defense by Stewart? Plum just goes all the way. And Jones from the U.S. and Hill from Canada checking in to the game late here in the first quarter. Look at that.
Yeah, took it right out the air. Stewart said, give me that one. And they're off to the races, and nobody picks up Plum. Easy, comes right down.
Gray, who has been spectacular for this USA team, finds Stewart.
Man, that's
how pretty is that?
On defense, they're really locked in to defense. So that's really shown. This is a good start by China.
Gray inside to Stewart. Stewart's shot gets the friendly roll. Thomas. She's open.
Beautiful play.
Her coach, Zhang Wei from China, after that first quarter. And they had some good looks that they missed. Aim for them 2 days ago. They go inside to Lee. Help side is there as Stewart is able. 2 possessions here of this second quarter. 4 minutes left. Stewart left wide open.
That's not one person you want to leave over.
3 on 2.
Beautiful pass.
They find Stewart as she just goes all the way to the basket. Great unselfish basketball.
She is MVP. Stewart, another 3-ball goes up. Oh, she hits it, draws the foul.
I mean, that's the type of day she's in. It's going to be difficult.
And it's interesting with Breanna Stewart. Looking to back away to the basket. Little shake. Oh, throws it up. Wow. Oh, my goodness me.
What a shot.
Unbelievable amount of contact. Still gets the 2 to go. Look at this play. Monar now waits for the offense to start into the hands of Stewart. Stewart, another 3. Oh my goodness, when Breanna Stewart is this hot from downtown. A little over 3 minutes to play in this final. Stewie for 3, nails it! That's a huge shot from Stewie, and she has tied the record here in Prague. Any more scores from Breanna Stewart, and she will have the record. Most points scored in a EuroLeague women's final. Inside to Stewart. She can shoot the 3-ball. Let's see her post-game. There's her post-game. There are no weaknesses in Breanna Stewart's game. Savljevic
She throws it away to Sabally. Sabally out at the races. 1-on-3 though, hands it to Stewart, and one. Fagmenle makes the mistake. Now to Stewart. Drives the baseline, spins inside, hands it off to Messerman. Messerman will get the score. 8 points now for Emma Messerman. And that is why this is such a great team. Breanna Stewart not looking for the score herself, trying to facilitate for her teammates. There's the steal from Yagapova. Gives her a little bit too much space. Messerman inside, Stewart draws a foul, and another and one play for Breanna Stewart.
Beautiful basketball.
You feel Fenerbahce are just starting to get that offensive rhythm. They're starting to connect, and a fluid Fenerbahce team is a scary proposition. Shot goes up, and it was only a matter of time. Breanna Stewart hits the three as well. Stewart for three. Oh, nails the three bomb. Breanna Stewart gives Fenerbahce their first lead of the semi-final. Looking to feed Stewart. Stewart having to re-establish against Servan Dakic. Stewart gets it away and rattles it home. Yes, I think Coach Malkovich a wry smile saying, please don't take me off. Stewart for three. Oh, nails the three bomb. Now we'll make the change as we see Sabally get her first taste of the... Working hard in the low post. Sabally and Dubljevic having a wrestling match, but it matters not because... Oh, what a pass inside to Endor, but look at the defense from Breanna Stewart. Offensive foul calls don't get much easier than that. It goes to Williams, but Stewart reads the passing lane well, and you can see straight away Fenerbahce jump to the double team as soon as Gray touches the ball. Stewie, mid-range 2.
3 points so far at least. Yes. You want to take care of the ball.
Stewie bringing the ball all the way up the floor, and Servan Dakic giving... Wow. Oh, Sabally almost gets in the passing lane. Skio fortunate to hold on to it, but only briefly. Stewart hands it up to Van der Sloot. She'll get the two off the glass.
Stuff that you don't see on the stat sheet.
Stewart skips it inside to Messerman. Oh, wow. Fenerbahce. 5-point lead for Mersin within the first 2.5 minutes. Stewart for three. Nails it. Sabally now. Inside. Gets the shot away, and another 2 points for Breanna Stewart.
Ionescu off the screen. Stewart, that looks good. Opportunities this year to score. Because there's so many other people that you have to be worried about. Stewie from the same spot. 2 for 2 from the outside, Breanna Stewart.
At the prime of her career.
Refusing the screen, going through the contact, extra effort to keep it alive. Stewart! Person passing the outlet. So nice to have multiple players on this Liberty team that can start the offense. Stewart gets it right back. That Ionescu to Breanna Stewart. Stewart now surpasses her 12 points that she had.
But those extra possessions off the O boards are huge.
She's hot. Finger roll down the lane. Scored the last 7 points. Last 10. Stu York. Stewart giving Ben. Oh, that pass. Almost missed it.
Stewie was like, I almost blew it, but I didn't.
Those are the layups you have to make when your teammate hits you like that. So great to see a dime.
They're spending it now.
And you can't tell in this first half. Dolson to Stewart. The UConn connection in the house.
Really pretty. I spoke about that more than she was then.
On the break, Ionescu thought about it, but Stewart is the one to hit today. Stewart asking for the basketball right through the traffic. Erica Wheeler stopped by Breanna Stewart. Gets the block, starts the transition, slewed right back to Stewart through the contact. Ruby's mom is getting it done.
First, it was that wingspan, the defensive effort from Breanna Stewart. She's got the long wingspan, the 7'2" arms.
Remember, Breanna Stewart 4 points away from her career high. 1 point away. Possession, Thornton on the three. Stewart falling for the basketball. She's met with multiple defenders. Oh! Over everyone. That is a new career high for Breanna Stewart. 39 points.
Chef Stewie, you saw JJ over there.
She is cooking.
Cooking.
Sunday dinner. She has Hull on her. Everyone's a mismatch. Definitely a height advantage. Oh, makes it look easy. But it is anything but.
Hits that franchise record, Zora. 41 points. The second game in a New York Liberty uniform. Can go one way or the other.
Oh, feet behind the line. Oh! Do it to him.
Daggers.
Well, he had that whiteboard. Liberty general manager. He wanted this.
Mismatch in the post. 5 to shoot. Former teammate on former teammate, and Stewie knocks it down.
Switched off on by Ezzy. The smaller Kia Nurse with Breanna turning over her and hitting.
Jewel Lloyd, who has 18. Ionescu leaning, no. Stewart on the offensive glass with the putback.
Against Seattle on Sunday as Laney was short on the jumper there, but Stewie dials up long distance, and she connects.
Kayla Thornton had a full head of steam. Stewart from Queens.
Stewie guarded by Deladon, who has 3 fouls. Finds the bottom of the net.
7 to shoot. Stewart, the crossover, the lean, the bank, plus the foul.
Here's Vandersloot. Stewart fading and hitting.
Trying to create space with McDonald. Good luck with that as Stewie gets around Letitia Ami here and gets the roll. 17 and 10 against Phoenix over 14 games in her career. 9 double-doubles on the season, and the turnaround goes for her there. Another former MVP with the ball. Rupert guarding her team, leading the way for New York.
She's smoking right now.
Stewie, rises above Magbagor.
Breanna Stewart going at Nas Hillman, and she just makes it look too easy.
Stewart. Dream shake against Stevens, falling away. Breanna Stewart.
So Hannes kicks it out. Stewart pulls from 3 off the backboard. You know, if it's anyone else, I would say maybe she called that.
Dolson gives it up. Stewart from deep hits the tray. Breanna Stewart.
Here's Laney. Finds Stewart. Stewart, just 3 points here in this first half. And you see the footwork there.
Called out as this team has done a better job of fighting through and over screens.
Shot clock down to 2. Stewart, oh yeah. New York's lead back up to 25. Sparks turn it over. Here comes Ionescu. No look. Laney. Stewart doesn't touch the ground, and it won't dare.
Shot clock running down as well. Just beat it there as Williams can't handle, and here comes some more pace. Stewie, Laney behind the back to Stewie, and she lays it in.
And she's so close I can hear her.
Oh, you heard it. Your ears are much better than mine. Stewie goes glass, puts it in, and the foul on Howard. Time about how they get away from their identity. They'll try to do that once again here. Try to get back to who they are as Stewie.
Hook it in. Segrist gets blocked by Stewart. Her third rejection.
But you see the activity.
Stewart connects. Along with Agubuale and Natasha Howard. Howard has 5 fouls. Stewart turns the corner and pizza pies it home. Finish it. Maureen Johannes as well as Kayla Thornton into the game for New York. Alicia Clark for Las Vegas as Stewart drains the 3.
They've been long. The last couple of them. Stewie coasting in.
Breanna Stewart off the bounce, working her way in the middle, and there's not much you can do. I mean, she's so good off the bounce.
Seattle's done a nice job on Courtney Vandersloot, Ryan. Against Connecticut Saturday, she had 18 points on 7 of 10 from the field, was able to play in space and get good looks at the basket.
Oh, wow. Breanna Stewart.
Now Breanna dives in. Tries to work on the rookie. Floats it up and hits.
Been the spark plug that Connecticut has needed off the bench.
17 for Dejanay Carrington. Stewie got the friendly bounce. They also score off of turnovers better than anyone in the WNBA. Stewart turns and hits. Howard against her former teammate Breanna Stewart, unable to finish. Oh, nice dive. Ionescu in the lap with Stewart.
They expended a lot of energy against the Seattle Storm coming back from that 18-point deficit. Stewie tied up with 2 defenders and still gets it to go.
From the U is here, so our coaching staff. So yeah, it's a nice little reunion night.
Breanna Stewart also forcing the issue in terms of points in the paint. They've got 20 to 12 in that category.
Nice roll there by Stewie. Baseline off glass.
That changed in the timeout, and it went to Elizabeth Williams, and it stays on Elizabeth Williams as the offensive foul. And
still some work to be done for the Liberty. 8-point game. A minute to go. Stewart on the cut, the float, and the hit.
Saisha Gori into the ballgame for the Mystics.
It's her second game for Washington. Lob for Stewie was just on point. Nice screen for Stewart. Drives it left, makes it up good. Here's Vandersloot who gets it to Stewie. Defended by Elizabeth Williams. Breanna Stewart rises off the glass and fires.
9 Washington lead. Remember, this is a best-of-3 first-round series. Laney again. Good rotations here from Washington. Stewart attacks and finally has a field goal.
So they could flow like water over the obstacles and lead with patience with one another.
Dips in, it finishes with the left hand.
Second and third side when we need it.
Breanna Stewart able to finish there for Natasha Cloud. Here's Stewart leaning in and banking it home over Deladon. Fought off Sykes, got it to Stewart. Stewart's 3. He's good. Stewart, a 3 is good. Making a long 2 for Breanna Stewart. But
just what they were talking about, Natasha Cloud not switching on that on-ball screen.
So Stewart gets Deladon and takes advantage. Ionescu guarded by Cloud. Ionescu shovels to Stewart. 3 to shoot. Stewart dips in and hits. 17 for Breanna Stewart. Thought about pulling, didn't. Gets it to Stewart. On the move, can't lay it in. Gets it back and finishes. Doing here for New York. Stewart on Cloud. Stewart fading. Got it to go! Here's 6-4. Stewart underneath. Wide open. Vandersloot lays it in. Jones into the corner. Vandersloot connects. Finds an open Laney. Stewart now with a look. Dumps it down and Jones lays it in. Good decision there from Breanna Stewart. Stewart, nice look, and Vandersloot lays it in. Yeah, good quick decision from Ty Harris off that trap as Stewart finally got in deep and was able to finish. Thornton dumps it into Stewart, turning and banking it in. Thomas works into Stewart, gets denied by Jones, then Stewart again. Stewart leans in and hits.
experience. Her poise is definitely showing for the Connecticut Sun today.
And draped all over the leaderboard charts in the regular season and playoffs. Got away with smashing the left arm of Ionescu. Stewart able to drop that in over. Stewart into the paint, flips it up and in. 8 of 24 from three-point range. Stewart, pull-up 2 is good. 19 points for Breanna Stewart. Here's Stewart off to Ionescu, a 3 is good! Job defensively from Jonquel Jones. Ionescu dumps it down, there's the field goal for Stewart. Vandersloot able to collect and sneak away. Ionescu, the touch pass to Stewart. 13-2 since Rebecca Allen went out with her 4th foul. Stewart to the corner, Vandersloot connects. Sloot wants to push. Stewart, catch, fire, you bet! It's the only way she'd be on the bench.
Yes.
Stewart hops, fades, and hits. New York playing at their pace. Stewart hits the 3.
Sabrina Ionescu on fire to start this game. Rebecca Allen was her primary defender, as you see Stewie hit another.
Steph Dolson. Rejected by Stewart. Laney comes away with it. Laney flings it ahead. Stewart lays it in, plus the foul. Hey, your partner understands.
Okay, that's all that matters.
Stewart, the catch, the take, and the hit. Bonner all up into Jones. Finds Stewart in the corner, short on a 3. Got it back, lays it in. Here's Stewart, a double-double already tonight. Stewart creeps down, fades away. Wow, that is a tough shot. Breanna Stewart, a 20-point night. Here's Stewart, off one leg, banks it in, plus the foul. Vandersloot bounces underneath. Ionescu shovels. Stewart finishes. Nice offensive set there for New York.
Of this game so far, Ryan.
Back and forth they go. Stewart deep catch. The kick. Laney. The hit from 3. Vandersloot. Here comes Stewart all alone. Knocks down the 3.
Alyssa loved that crown. She would always try to win because of it. And Alyssa said, I just grew up competitive. I care about it no matter what.
Stewart. Thomas said is the hardest player for her to guard. You wouldn't know it, although Stewart. Thomas, the push shot. That one rims off.
Second possession in a row. That's the shot Connecticut gets. I think New York is very happy with that.
Stewart gets the step. Can't bank it in. Can tip it in. It looked like she just shoved Hayes.
Wow.
Stewart gets it off and lays it in. It couldn't finish.
2 possessions in a row. Connecticut's shot is a contested 3 behind the screen.
There's Stewart. The rebound.
Yeah, you like Dejanay Carrington in attack mode, not necessarily shooting a 3 behind the screen.
Stewart working Bonner. Stephanie White and Carrington thought she was set. Here's Stewart. Wide open 3 is good. Thomas goes into the paint. They need a 3. They won't get one off. That's it. For the first time in 21 years, the New York Liberty are headed to the WNBA Finals. During the regular season and Commissioner's Cup. Stewart off one leg, rattles it home. The 2-time MVPs exchanging buckets to begin. Stewart will flag it down. Up ahead, Johannes fires away and hits from 3. There you go in these playoffs. Here's Ionescu off to Stewart. On the move, Stewart's floater is good. Here's Johannes, gets some space, and hits again. Jones able to gather. Here's Johannes. Deflected, Stewart catches and finishes. And now nearly came up with a steal. Stewart gets position. The free throw line jumper is good for Breanna Stewart. Gets here courtside as well, supporting the Liberty, who play at Barclays Center with them. What a look. Vandersloot to Stewart for 2.
1 field goal attempt per game against them.
Here's Stewart, flashing, taking, and hitting. Finds Ionescu, puts it down, takes, can't hit the 3. Stewart cleans it up. 5 threes all season. Hits her first attempt tonight as Stewart lays it in.
On their offensive end.
Johannes, what a pass. Stewart knocks it down from 3. 12 points for Wilson, who's 4 of 5. Here's Stewart looking to answer and does. Here's Stewart. trying to take Stokes, who has 3 fouls. Stewart raises up and gets the roll. Team loses a game. Liberty will have a chance to respond in Game 3 Sunday in New York, as total 3s all season. Stewart battling with Gray in the post, turns and banks it in.
Great spacing by her teammates on the opposite side of the floor, so help couldn't come.
What a look! Ionescu to Stewart getting free. Ionescu draws 2. Stewart extra feed. Jonquel Jones knocks down the triple. Here's Ionescu. Stewart, Young went for the steal. Stewart makes her pay. On the move, off the board. Here's Stewart, likes the angle. Stewart reverses it in. Tough finish. Kelsey Plum up to 13 points. Stewart with the angle, hooks it in beautifully. Bounding in this game. They have won that battle throughout these finals. Stewart sneaks it. Vandersloot finishes it. Wilson can't force it in over Jones. Wanted a whistle, did not get it. Here comes Ionescu off to Stewart with an angle. Stewart, great position, and lays it in on a beautiful delivery from Jonquel Jones.
The way Vegas made them play, it's been a reversal here in Game 3.
Stewart on the attack, off one leg, true. Here's Vandersloot, met by Wilson. Stewart has the switch on Gray, fading and hitting. Hand off to Ionescu. Extra feed, Vandersloot connects. Opportunity for New York. Vandersloot left alone, connects. Her feet, New York with numbers. Ionescu to Vandersloot. Oh! Working Clark, shoots over and banks it in.
Now Bird in the United States will push. Stewart's drawing the contact, and that's the thing about this international game that Chelsea Gray, one of them. Great looking 3, just a little bit off the mark, but Diggins Smith fighting for that board down on the baseline. Stewie, no good. Great putback by Breanna Stewart. She has stepped up for them before, LaChina. In their 98-62 win in the bronze medal game as the U.S. turning over there. Go before the halftime break. Chelsea Gray searching. Stewie letting fly and hitting.
Yeah, I've been impressed with Chelsea Gray.
Get it to fall. Here's Diggins Smith.
3 point guards on the floor for USA, and that helps you defensively, right? Because you're a little smaller, but also experienced players, even down the stretch of this one. Those get tight.
Sue Bird, no good. Stewart with the offensive rebound and the putback, a massive. Stewart's again 14 and 8 for Stewie.
They get it to Plum. She gets free. She puts it up. And oh! Are they going to count it? Has she made it?
And US still come up with it. Wilson, Gray, out to Stewart, who's got some time. Knocks it down. Nice pass from Gray. Wilson now. Stewart for 3. Brilliant stuff from Breanna Stewart.
It's going to be a turnover. Here's Gray. The numbers to Stewart running the floor and finishing the Americans. The turnover from Belgium and Breanna Stewart the other night. Wanted the foul. Stewart, no hesitation in that 3.
Right. Lovely pass out to Stewart. He comes back for the 3. United States are putting on a show.
Chelsea Gray with the fancy over-the-head pass.
Plum. Just puts it up. Stewart waits for a moment. Collects the foul and the basket.
Age and experience, but she has made her way back to DC after a couple seasons in New York.
Stewart getting to the hoop.
In that possession, they got the switch that they wanted. Stewart switched on to Atkins.
That's just Husky. I did not get a box. The turnover there by the Mystics. Here's Stewart going the other way, lays it up.
Up there at Sandy Grondello in her 3rd year in New York as Boston going to have quite the assignment trying to chase Jones around the perimeter as Stewart turns it. 4 points for Boston as Stewart the other way lays it in.
Oh my goodness. I'm not sure about that one.
Jones, high-low, it's Stewart.
Austin in this lineup on the floor offensively.
Everything running through Stewart so far, and she's with hounding Vandersloot. Inside for Stewart, and on a second effort. 16 second chance points here tonight. Stewart fading, firing. Here is Stewart. Stewart will put up the three, and hit. Boston can't flip it in. Talked about Aaliyah Boston trying to build her confidence back up after the post she's gone against. Lainey Hamilton to the corner, good movement. 4 to shoot. Jones with 2 to shoot. Stewart elevates and hits. Stewart straight on 3 is good.
Certainly still very much on the ascent of her career.
Exactly. And has accomplished so much at a young age. Could say that about this young woman as well.
Always a great crowd here in Barclays. First possession goes to the home team. Breanna Stewart elevates as the Liberty thrives in these situations. Nice. Lloyd excited to play with her college teammate, Skylar Diggins-Smith too. Oh, nice find. Stewart elevates.
Everybody getting a touch on this possession. Stewart sets her feet and lets it fly. 6 points for New York. Step back by Breanna Stewart. Bottom of the net.
The tip going to the New York Liberty.
And both these teams, Lisa, coming off losses.
3 turnovers here for the Lynx. Stewart gonna take matters into her own hands. Now Breanna glass more than Collier did, but she'll take it. It looks all the same in the box score.
It's one of those games, too, for this team. Start for New York. I think regrouping, having a couple days to practice was big.
Breanna Stewart. 3 for the season. And we were talking beforehand, and I asked you, do you think that's going to stay the same as Stewie cuts?
Points, really efficient, 7 of 11 from the field. And what I thought was interesting, a reporter asked Sandy Brondello as Stewart.
Edwards out of UConn for the Mystics. Stewie working on Hines Allen and connects. Lainey gets it to Stewie. Great look from Lainey. Liberty have taken the first 2 meetings between the Fever and Liberty this season. And it's Liberty controlling the tap and right off.
Straight into the fire, no practice. Really tough. This is the 3rd time they're seeing the Liberty alone.
Nice turnaround.
The team is anchored on the defensive end. And last season, the Liberty improved over the course of the year and ended as a really great defense.
Stewie spins off high off the...
Oh, if there's a little arc on that pass, Angel would have been at the rim with an easy deuce.
If you watch Chicago Sky basketball, they're not afraid to do that and take the risk. Stewart leading the break, calling her own number, trying the contact.
Wow.
Again, largest lead had been 17 by the Liberty in the first half. Here comes Stewart, lays it up off the glass. About an 8-second differential off the hands. Stewart retains, pulls from 15 feet up. Sloot using the Jones screen, gives it back to Stewie. Harrison defending. Stewie leaning in. Boy, she's got
States, but in the Olympics, she's Paris bound. For 3x3, we'll have more on that. Gray might have taken a little contact there, no call. Stewart able to race out, gets the bucket. Another offensive rebound for New York. Breanna Stewart cashes that one in. I'd love to see it going to a good cause. Gray off the mark. Jonquel Jones, yet another rebound. Jonquel Jones with Stewart going at Kubai off the glass. You can count it. Still 10 to work with. A lot of time for New York. Can Atlanta get another stop? And Kubai here in the second half. Naz Hillman with the Stewie assignment. Poised and in control. Just missed the mid-range jumper there. She gets it right back. Another opportunity. Over multiple defenders and
here's Stewart. Stewart from 15, sure. Nice hands by Hayes, ends up with Stewart over her former teammate.
Ionescu back to Stewie, 3 on the way. Oh, just wouldn't fall. Liberty have led by as many as 9. Jonquel Jones with the rebound, bringing it up the floor. Stewie Only Connecticut as far as the best record in the WNBA is concerned. Stewie.
Good defense by Stewart that altered that shot. 5 seconds now as Stewie works on the rookie Jackson and gets the roll. Little mismatch there. Oh, nice look from Stewart with 15. Let's say
Stewie knocks down the three. And this is an up and down game, Asia.
Man, this is cardio. Jesus Christ.
Asia's gonna need to be here tonight as Lloyd. He's missed a couple of threes in a row and
he's increased her scoring output and efficiency.
Ionescu, not that time. She does have 3 4-pointers in this game, and Stewie Wilson scores. Breanna Stewart throws it out. Stewart will fire away and knock it down from 3. In and out on a 3. Up ahead to Ionescu, into the corner. Oh, good movement, Stewart. You bet! Here's Ionescu. Dumps it in. Stewart turns, fades, and hits. To Stanford, losing to Cameron Brink in Brink's freshman year. Here's Stewart floating it in.
Breanna Ionescu, 8 assists or more in 6 consecutive games now. Another one, Jonquel Jones, but actually Hamilton. I know she's missed the last couple games with a knee injury. What she's been able to do, the impact that she has on this team. Breanna Stewart rattles in the and one.
Either way, it might bring out some new people.
Breanna Stewart elevating.
We certainly do miss Ryan Howard, who was off to another tremendous start before she turned her ankle. Sloot finds Stewie. Stewart left open just for a second. That's all she needed, right? That looked a lot more like the New York Liberty offense we're used to seeing. Stewie pulls it up, knocks it down. A low-scoring game at 52-50. Stewie just needed a little bit of game up.
Lead back to 5. Ionescu finds Stewart. Gets into the lane. Reverse blocked by Stewart. The arms are too long. Here she is. Against 3 players. For New York's motion offense. Stewart. Attack mode. Scores it. 5 minutes without a field goal. Stewart, the duck in. Wow. Holds her space. Lead back to 5. Ionescu finds Stewart. Gets into the lane. Reverse blocked by Stewart. The arms are too long. Here she is. Against 3 players. Too tough. Without a field goal. Stewart, the duck in. Wow. Holds her.
Now, New York has put up over 100 points in the first 2 or 3 games that they've met here with the Indiana Fever.
Second game with you, Raj, but Tina Servacio, I mean, it's...
I am so thrilled to be with Tina and Servacio. I grew up in New York watching Tina. That's a true legend.
Liberty trailing by 13. Has been a slow start, shooting 32% from the floor. Stewart on the drive, bucket, and the foul. Liberty running the other way. No look. Stewart the lay-in. Blocked by Stewart. Stewart over to Phoebus. Quick trigger.
Stewart, who you mentioned, had a...
It was the Ray Burrell show. She just took over by herself.
Stewie with the extension and the bucket.
And Kirk Miller said he was looking at working at, he wanted his team to demonstrate some consistency and pointed out in the second half.
She's been slowed by this defense from New York. And
the defense there in the hands from Azare Stevens with the block. Stewie there on the take.
Avery, a great addition for Stephanie White's crew. Great spin move. Well, that would be great television, no matter when they meet Stewart, who knocked down her.
Quarter, Ionescu, Dokic, look. And Breanna Stewart, an easy putback. NBA champions, 2 MVPs. And 2 gold medalists now. But now 2 competitors as the WNBA season coming to a close here. Stewie, little shoulder shake. Oh, what?
Howard does a nice job of using a fundamental shot fake. Gets Stewie to bite up in the air and then takes it, kisses it off the glass.
Stewie, the answer.
Tonight, too, especially without Sabrina Ionescu, to help find each other easier opportunities.
Stewie for 3. 3, no good. Rebound, Sably. Kicks it out. Vandersloot tracks it down. Stewie, the mid-range jumper falls. Phoebish back to Stewart. Straight on 3. Cash. The runner left short. Another offensive rebound. Jones kicks it out. Over to Stewart for 3. Bottoms.
National team players Satu Sably, Niara Sably, Leonie Phoebish to reunite on the court here. The good news.
Counted. Liberty getting first crack on offense. Again, won Tuesday's game by 20. Breanna Stewart to the cup. Down the lane. Outside extra pass. Who wants to shoot? Is Phoebish. No good. Thornton another offensive board to Stewart.
Try, and here comes New York pushing pace. Stewie for 3. Bottom.
And that's a perfect example, Cindy, of dribble penetration.
That Stewie is trying to take advantage of. Terrific defense by Cloud. On the floor for the Mercury, Copper, Cunningham, Taurasi, Cloud, and Mack as Reiner takes a seat and Stewart takes advantage. And the Phoenix Mercury have their second 2-point lead of the day. Stewie with a head of steam off glass. That was pretty. We've had 5 lead changes, 3 ties. Stewie off glass, that's pretty. She's got 16 to lead all score. Clock getting low, she's got a season high 16. Thought about the logo 3, gets it to Stewie, turnaround.
Laney Hamilton bounce pass. Stewie on the scoreboard. First field goal of the night. Stewart going to Gabby Williams. Puts it up and in. And a loose ball foul. 7 assists and 5 boards. Nice bounce pass. Stewie. Count it.
Massaging her way inside and reverses it home. And controlled by Thornton. Jones got her hands on it. Ionescu. Touchdown.
And Hamilton said they've got to do a better job in the pick and roll. They don't like what's happening with the Vegas guards right now.
And these are 2, pretty good passing bigs.
And again, another defensive breakdown. Back and answering with Enrique. Enrique with 10 after going scoreless in the first quarter. Stewie on the drive.
He's popping up. It's amazing your talent.
Shot clock at 4. Stewart bumped by Howard. Still
needs a teammate. It's Ionescu on the attack. Outside look. Stewie wide open. Cash. Stewie just 1 for 5 so far in this ball game. On the move, the floater got the bounce.
You have to have confidence and poise.
Stewart in attack mode, got the lay-in.
They haven't lost a season series with any team this season. The Liberty have won every series against every.
Up ahead to Hines Allen, stripped. Thornton with the steal. Phoebish has it. Up ahead. Stewie the lay-in. Easiest bucket of the night. Rare miss for Carlton this afternoon. Stewart got it back. Fires a 3. And it's good. Stewart up top for 3. Money!
In terms of the touches they want to get, second and third opportunities in there. Second best in the league.
Ionescu off the steal to Stewart for the lay-in. Here's Ionescu down low. Over to Stewart, who goes high off the window. Ionescu to Phoebish, quick outlet. Here's Stewart. Her 3 cashes in.
The building is packed with New York City basketball legends coming to support her UConn legends family.
Fast break opportunity. Stewart getting the lay-in. Liberty shooting 31%. And that'll improve after that easy video tribute earlier in the game for Tina Charles. 37-23. Atlanta on top. Stewart, tough turnaround. Counted and put her on the line.
In this frantic push for a playoff berth, she's been huge for the Atlanta Dream.
Pulls up. Nails it. What a score for Liberty.
Early in this ball game.
Stewie. You might want to find her.
Stewie, step back over Hillman. Had to play some point when Canada was out hurt during the regular season. Stewie knew that was going in.
That is just unfair.
All with bench players against...
Kalu had the right idea. You can't make that bounce pass right there.
There's Stewie.
Here's Ionescu. Stewart, turn, take, and hit. To bounce back after tough performances, and so she wasn't worried about a carryover in that regard. Here's Stewart surging in. And then had something to say to Spike Lee afterwards. It may be a day game. Plum always comes with spice. Oh, what a delivery. Breanna Ionescu to Stewart. 5-3 lead for the Liberty in the early going, and Lainey Hamilton comes up with a steal. Stewart the grab, the lay. Stewart's three is good. This summer, Stewart just turning 30. Here's Stewart yarrowing through, filleting in.
Clinching game to get to this point as well.
Didn't miss a two, was 9 of 9 from inside the arc. Stewart again. Game one of these best-of-5 semifinals, a rematch of last year's finals. Stewart over Wilson. Weak side board Phoebish. Liberty by 15 here in game one of these best-of-5 semis. Stewart, you bet! 7 to shoot. Stewart, 4 to shoot. Stewart on the run. Banks it in! Stewart. Looking to take it to Clark through the lane. Oh, what a tough bucket from Breanna Stewart. Goes baseline, Euros, can't play it in, gets it back, pops it home.
Will their maturity shine through?
3 to shoot. Ionescu finds Stewart for the lay. Here's Lainey Hamilton. Stewart, a three is good. Here for the Liberty. Burke shovels to Stewart. Stewart twisting. That one finally drops. Hunt when Vegas was back on defense. Stewart, tough shot, and still drops it in. Works it out to Stewart, 10 to shoot. Stewart looking to take it to Jackie Young. The lefty lay is good.
So much credit to Tiffany Hayes for getting the dribble penetration and then recognizing Gray was the player who was open.
Stewart wide open, connects on a three. Backs it out beyond the arc, 7 to shoot. Off to Stewart, Stewart over Wilson, oh my! Stewart elevates and finishes. Ionescu finds Stewart, connecting on a three. Coach in league history, Stewart dances around Collier, can't finish. A lot of contact, Stewart on the follow. Phoebish turning the corner, finding Stewart, her three is good. Breanna Stewart. Vandersloot finds Stewart in the corner, you bet! Breanna Ionescu has had her success in transition in this series. Here's Stewart, a deep catch, and hooks it in on Smith. Nifty finish. Getting it back to Vandersloot. Out there with Stewart, Lainey Hamilton, and Niara Sabali. Stewart's jumper rattles in. Met by Heidemann. Backs it out. Looking for space. Draws two. Stewart's leader is good. Things tightening in game three. Stewart has the mismatch on Williams. Stewart elevates and finishes, plus the foul. Single postseason.
Help was not there because Breanna Ionescu was glued to Smith in the corner.
Unlike what they were able to do on Hines Allen, as Stewart hits the tough fadeaway. Points in a single postseason than any player in league history. Stewart connects. It's tied at 66. Answer buckets in these finals and in these playoffs. Something Cheryl Reeve talked to us about the other day. Stewart pulls up, finishes plus the foul. Here's Ionescu. The drive, the kick into the corner. Phoebish run off. Can't lay it in. Stewart the putback. Here's Williams. Smith couldn't handle it. Jones the steal. Minnesota's 10th turnover. Beebish running, kicking, Stewart hitting on a long two. Off to Lainey Hamilton. Stewart goes baseline, finishes plus the foul. Big possession, stay in the half. Jones gets it down to Stewart. Stewart lays it in. Here's Ionescu. We chat with Sandy Brondello right now as Stewart gets it in the post. Stewart, tough ball away, is good. Big bucket from Breanna Stewart. 8 to shoot. Ionescu spinning, bouncing, Stewart laying